Hello.
Hello.
Hi.
Good morning, good afternoon, and good
Evening.
Hey, how you doing? Hope everyone's okay. Well, on this fantastic Saturday evening on the 23rd of July 2022, I am your host with the most. No, I did remember that. I am the host with the most, Retro Live, aka Malk. And next to me is the lovely hostess with the mostess, is Trans Gamer Girl. How you doing, Trans? All good?
I'm hanging in there. I'm doing good. I'm holding it down.
You're holding. You're holding.
I'm holding it down.
That's holding it down. I'm not even going to ask.
Yes.
I'm not even going to ask. I'm not even going to ask or anything like that. But what's going to happen is we are so excited. Well, I know I am. As always, we've got a guest.
Yay! Our first guest in a while. I'm so happy about it.
I'm not. Absolutely. On season 2, episode 17, 4 episodes, including this left of the season 2 of the delayed season 2 of the podcast itself. But we, as I said, we've got a fantastic guest. She is absolutely, and I will say this every time, she is absolutely amazing. I love the streams that I watched from when she did the Apex, the Apex Legends stuff, and then she did other streams as well. And then recently, Trans, she's done the GTA RP. So you might have
pretty awesome.
So you might have quite a lot of discussions about that as well. The GTA
yeah, if
RP,
I don't choke myself first. That's a good
I was going to say you're okay as well.
Sorry, it's my vape, guys. It's my vape.
But
I hit the vape and it was like, nope, we're not doing this.
But yeah, we're just glad that I've been pestering. I feel like I'm saying this. I've pestered her so much. Like, go on, you gonna come to the podcast?
Every time you talk to me about getting her on the show, you've been like, I've been trying to get a hold of her and see if she'll be on the show.
Yeah, absolutely. And finally, the contract has been sealed. Nothing written, but the contract has been sealed. Can I just say a fantastic welcome to the lovely Miss N Rose.
Hello.
How you doing?
Hi. Thank you for having me, guys.
It's so good to have you as a guest as opposed to person in the chat.
It's
so wonderful. I love it.
Well, I feel
she's popped in a few times, so
yeah. Are you looking forward to it tonight, Miss Rose?
I am. I can't wait. What questions you have in store later on as well.
Don't panic. Do not panic.
I'm not panicking. I'm all for it.
You heard it, ladies and gentlemen. You heard it. So let's bring all those questions later on. Not now, guys. Later on in the show itself.
We have Kel out there in the viewers. Thank you so much, Kel. Good to have you here. Sounds like you're going to have a great night tonight. He's going to a concert. He's in Denver right now. So he's going to a concert, which is going to be awesome. Do you mind, Malk, before we get too crazy started, if I make a couple announcements?
Okay. Yeah, go for it. Cool.
All right. So first off, I know that it's been a while since I've had a stream. I know you guys have been waiting for me to have more than just the podcast on the streams. So my goal isn't to do it Monday, but the Monday following, I am starting up a D&D campaign. And I have a group that I have talked to, and I want to either record the game and put it on the channel, or do a live stream of it with my players and be on the channel. So if you're interested in that and you'd like to be a part of that journey with this world that I've created, you are more than welcome to join on Mondays. It's 4 p.m. Central Time. And we'll usually go 3 to 4 hours because I have to work it around my friend's schedule as well as my time I gotta get the boyfriend. So we'll have that going. That's gonna be great. I'm trying to think. There was something else, but now it slipped my mind. I can't remember what it was I was gonna say. We'll just let it come back to us later.
You do know if it does creep up at some point, we will stop at any point for that second announcement as well. So don't panic with that as well. But yeah, it's so glad to have Miss Rose into our podcast. It's the first time she's ever joined in the podcast. There, all the love. All the love. There we go. Bish, bash, bosh. There we go.
She can do it. You can't. She can do it without me. You can't.
Okay. Remember that next time with that. But hello, Nightwolf. How you doing? Hope you came well.
Hi, Nightwolf. And Kel, Red Hot Chili Peppers sounds amazing, by the way. That sounds awesome, dude.
Jealous now. I want to see Red Hot Chili Peppers one of the days, but see how it goes. But yeah, like I said, it's so glad to have Miss Rose into the podcast itself. We will have, if you're new to the podcast, don't worry, we will go through the segments now. So the first segment we're going to go through, which Trans will be doing the news and the PC console news article. So basically, it's just the latest news of what we've been catching up on throughout this week and see what happens next. And then the second segment, which is the main discussion topic, which is hopefully it should be one of the topics that could be built up to, or could be a complete separate topic. We will find out at that point. And then I'll be doing the interview with the streamer with Miss Rose. I did warn her that it is only streamer-related questions, nothing out of the reach topic questions or anything like that. So I did caution on that one as well. And then also we got the Ask Us Anything questions. So that will mean you viewers will be asking either me, Richard Wolf, Trans, or the lovely Miss N Rose to ask any questions later on. That will be out of the topic, whatever you want to say. So, and it always happens every single time when we do the podcast, doesn't it, Trans?
It does.
Absolutely. Hello, Mr. Sarge. How you doing, mate? You all right? Hope you came well.
Hi.
So, shall we start? Shall we go through it?
Let's get started. That sounds like a good plan.
So, the first article that we're going to be doing, the first segment is the PC console news. So, I'll pass you over to the lovely hostess with the mostest, Trans, to hear the news.
All right, hi guys. All right, so we're going to this week's articles are a lot shorter than last week's articles, so that's a blessing. We're going to start off with hopefully our last announcement for at least a few weeks relating to Activision Blizzard, hopefully. Microsoft's acquisition of Activision Blizzard could be finalized soon. I know you guys are getting tired of hearing about them, but this is just an update on what's going on. Nothing crazy. Not, guess what they did now? This is just update on the acquisition. The acquisition that was announced, this comes from Gamer Rant first. It comes from GameRant.com. And the
love that site.
It's got a great collection, yes. The acquisition that was announced last year should be going through soon of Microsoft taking over Activision Blizzard. Microsoft is currently waiting on the FTC before beginning to officially purchase Activision Blizzard. For those who don't know, that's the Federal Trade Commission. The final sale price, they were saying it was about $70 billion. It wound up being 68.7, so pretty close. $68.7 billion is the final sale price of the company. Titles such as Diablo, World of Warcraft, and Call of Duty franchise will all officially be incorporated into their roster of games once the deal finalizes. If there are no issues, they expect that they should have this deal finalized through into next month, in about the next month. They do plan to have Activision Blizzard assimilated into their brand by no later than the summer of 2023. The U.S. government's actions may allow them to get that merger where they can actually assimilate it sooner, depending on how the government goes. But those who are in the U.S., it never takes a short time for the government to do anything. The exact plans for Microsoft or what they'll do with the company's titles is completely unclear, but some titles may become exclusive to Xbox platforms, but it's not likely they're going to restrict the franchises, especially the big ones like Call of Duty. It is much more likely that the future content of Diablo, Overwatch, and Call of Duty will have exclusive content for Microsoft and Windows users, giving people a reason to make the switch to those products. Some Activision Blizzard titles may even make it to Xbox Games Pass, adding to the already unprecedented lineup which Microsoft currently offers. But we'll just have to wait and see how that goes. And by that, I know that they kind of said that in the article, but honestly, I really think that Game Pass is a lot better content than the other subscriptions for the other companies, including PlayStation's. So, quick discussion about that situation. What are your thoughts? What are your feelings?
So, for anyone that's just joined and wondering what the hell's going on, Activision Blizzard have been absolute idiots from the past. They've ruined some of the employees and not made it equal with everyone as well. And if you've listened to the podcast in the past, I've always been ranted every single week. But then Microsoft came in and they've finally sort their shit out, basically, which is good news on that same stuff. But I think it's good how hopefully we've finalised and we will stop asking about Activision Blizzard in the near future about it, because hopefully fingers crossed, touch wood as well. But I'm looking forward to their plans, actually, to be honest, because I'm wondering if they would have changed the name or something like that, because if they're going to merge to have their own, it'd be like in the summer of 2023, or maybe sooner, depending on how the US government is going to kick in. But with the Xbox game, well, with Diablo, Overwatch, and Call of Duty, they'll have the exclusive rights anyway, regardless. So they'll have like the extra maps or the extra gear or extra items, which is going to be fantastic for the Xbox. And I do agree with you, Trans. I love the Game Pass on the Xbox. I think they give you more variety than the PlayStation currently at the minute, which is, I think I told you before about the tier pricing of the PlayStation Plus.
Oh yeah. That we actually did an article about that changing. So
so that was like the most powerful tier. It was like £100. That would have been like $130, $150, I think it would have been in the US, which is madness. But I just hope they sort their shit out, which they are hopefully trying to sort and try and get that sorted. But how about you, Miss Rose? What are your thoughts of this new upcoming deals coming up with Activision?
I think the proof will be in the pudding, basically. Like, there's always talk about this, that, and the other, but until they actually start putting things into solid action, you just don't know. But yeah, it'd be good to see what changes they do come up with, and if they can really get on the same level as the Xbox Play Store and stuff like that. So I'm an Xbox girlfriend through anyway, so I love my EA games, and I love the game store on Xbox. Like, my son's got PlayStation, but there's a limited choice of things. Like, it doesn't change as much as it does on the Xbox Game Pass, I don't think. So yeah, it'd be interesting to see what changes they make and if they can actually hold up to their promises and stuff. So yeah.
We're also really hoping that Microsoft cleans house and cleans up all the crap that's been going on with Activision Blizzard as they acquire the company, and take control of all of its finances and the people who are in charge, and defer the people in charge to other people in charge who may hopefully make a betterment to the company in itself. But that's all beside the point.
It's about growing with the times as well, isn't it? Really.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, it's just everything that's gone on, and again, for people who just joined in, not sure what's happened, Activision Blizzard have been into court, ruining some of the employees, like especially like with the women's side as well, like discriminating and all the other stuff, and the pay as well. It's just the list kept going on and on with Activision Blizzard, and it just got worse as we kept reading them more or less every single week. But with Microsoft come in and said, right, I'm going to shut the shit out, and then I found out when we did the article last week about their CEO who accused of everything left, and then there was talk of him coming back, which is a bit of the stupidest move ever, because he was the one that caused everything to be in that shit mode for everything, to be fair. But again, I just hope Microsoft just think and just say, look, this is it. This is what we're going to do. Whether you like it or not, this is what's going to happen. And I hope they'll get sorted. But $70 billion? $70 billion?
It's crazy.
It feels like we just need the lottery to kick in as well for all of us sakes on that one, to be fair.
I wish I had $70 billion. I'd be in a much better place.
Yeah. What was you going to say, Miss Rose? Sorry.
I said I think we all do. $70 billion would be crazy.
We were like cha-ching, kicking in on that one, to be fair. But yeah, I mean, I just hope that they sort their shit out, which they are, and we'll hear the last of it when we hear the final words sold from Microsoft at Activision. But yeah, I'm just happy. I prefer the Xbox Game Pass more because it gives you more variety. So I would be interested to see what they're going to offer for those guys who have got the access as well.
I think I need to actually cancel my PlayStation subscription because I don't use it. Like, I use the Microsoft Game Pass more than I use the PlayStation. I haven't played any games hardly at all. So, I mean, but they have a variety. They have such better variety, and you have like day one games that go on there, and it's pretty cool. It's a lot better in my opinion than the PlayStation.
Yeah, I mean, I use it because obviously I do other commentary type stuff anyway, so I still use it. But I do think the amount of stuff that they've done is still a little bit iffy, shall we say? Like, as in, doesn't give you the more pro. I found out as well because when you get like the monthly games on PlayStation, you get 2 games free, and then they've recently added an option where if you can get a 3rd game for free on the whether it's PS4, PS5. But then I didn't realise it had the word premium. So like I downloaded it and it was like you can't play it because you have to have the premium pass, which is bullshit because it should be give you free whether people like it or not. But again, I'm not changing from Blizzard to sort the shit out to PlayStation, sort the shit out. Whatever happens, you know, we love the content, we love everything that they've done, same with Xbox, but I do think £100 or $150, try and calculate it right, is a bit too much for like all the games plus I think it was the PS1, PS2. They would bring it back like in the cloud version of it, so it was just like that's what it was, to be fair. But again, we have to wait and see how everything goes. But have you guys got any more queries about this, or are you okay? All good?
I'm good. If y'all are.
I'm good. Do you want to do the next one, Trance?
Yes. I will go ahead to the next article. Next article is also from Game Rant. Discord may have just leaked the next Monster Hunter game.
Ooh, okay.
So I love Monster Hunter. I haven't played Rise because I don't have a Nintendo. But but I did love when I had Monster Hunter World. I liked that one a lot. So Monster Hunter Sunbreak had just been released as DLC with great acclaim recently, like in the last few weeks or whatever. The expansion pack has brought a massive new batch of content for the later Monster Hunter game, for the latest Monster Hunter game. Yeah. Capcom has also mentioned that it's planning a full suite of post-launch support with even more content coming in the future in reference to this current DLC. Users on the data miners have come across an unannounced unknown Monster Hunter game while going through files on Discord. Okay. The title is called Monster Hunter Paradise. Hi, Jamie.
Hello, Jamie.
Welcome to our chat. Welcome to hang out with us. The title is called the title is called Monster Hunter Paradise, and there is speculation on what the new project may be. Twitter user Naga the Belager says that they found Monster Hunter Paradise is both reproducible and confirmed by a Discord partner. If this new project is true, it will probably not come out anytime soon, however. With the focus on Monster Hunter Rise from Capcom, there is a good chance that this will not be a mainline title, but instead maybe a side project that may add new features to the current mainline game. Current focus on the Monster Hunter Sunbreak, so we'll just have to see how that goes, and if anything materializes out of the data that was found for Monster Hunter Paradise in the future. So,
okay. I think there might be a few words.
Bella, I love it. Bella goes, the only thing I know is that you can kill monsters riding on a bee the size of a car with an entire skill tree attached to it. I love that. That's amazing.
Class, Bella.
Amazing. And welcome to the chat, Bella. We're glad to have you again. And Jamie, welcome to the stream too. So
absolutely. Yeah, I think there might be a few words kicking in from Discord for leaking that new Monster Hunter game. So, to be honest, I've never played much on Monster Hunter, so I can't really say much. But for the fans, for the people that love the Rise and seeing like the Monster Hunter World Series, they're absolutely, fanatics, should we say, and they'll be looking forward to it, and hopefully that will be confirmed. If that's confirmed by Discord, which someone is going to get the sack, so they'll probably sort their shit out as well.
I need to play it again, but I really enjoyed playing Monster Hunter World. I've done a lot in that game, a lot. And that was as the new content came out. I wasn't able to actually get the new game, but I was able to get that version because it was on sale. So I got Monster Hunter World, and I absolutely loved playing it. So I want to get into it more. But with the new DLC being released, maybe more recent Monster Hunter titles might become available as well too. It's really fun because you can. It's not easy. It's very challenging. And you get the levels, the monsters that you hunt, they get increasingly more difficult. And you have to get the skills to defeat them. And I think Rise allows you to have the mounts now and stuff like that. Okay. But it's really cool because if you really kind of like, it's kind of like if you were like an adventurer that was tasked with going to get it. The concept is you're like tasked to go get information about these monsters. And so if you were an adventurer going to get information and kill monsters and get parts for them to make your weapons better, that's what Monster Hunter is like.
Okay. So, but like I said, it's like trying to remember everything. It just feels like, I don't know why it is. I always feel like the same as, I'm not saying it's exactly the same, but it kind of feels like that same theme as like World of Warcraft, and I try and build up.
Kind of, you get quests and stuff too.
So. Yeah, so it's like I've seen like not the new one, but I've seen like people doing the streams, and they absolutely love it to bits as well. So it'll be interesting to see how they've done it as well. But Bella says I've just checked, and yes, World seems to be the version with the huge B. All my knowledge of the game is from a 16-minute review, which is basically a review with Gen Z humor, epilepsy, ADHD, and sensory overload, which is just the content I like. Bish, bash, bosh. Bish, bash, bosh. Miss Rose, what's your thoughts? Don't worry if you don't know much about it.
It's not a game that I have ever played. I've seen it, but I've never played it myself. So I am looking at going into playing other types of games just to see how I get on with them, but I'm less reluctant to pay for a game that I may play once and not play again. So I might have to come and watch you play that one to see how I find it, and then I might delve into it myself. Who knows? If not, then if, like Bella's just said, it's got ADHD and sensory overload, which is just the content she likes. I think my son might like that too. So failing that, I'll get it for him.
Bella says Bella says that I think I can pick it up for free on the PS Plus collection. So maybe it's on the PS Plus collection. Yeah.
It might be one of the tiers though. You have to watch out for that. Maybe one of the tiers as well. So I'm not saying crying tears, but it's one of the PlayStation tiers.
World is the last title that was released before the new title came out. Rise is the one that they had released for Nintendo. I think it came out for PC too, but World was, at the time that I got World, it was just one generation behind, and it's a beautiful game too. So if you like games with like amazing scenery and interesting game fighting mechanics, then that's definitely one to check out for sure. It's a really fun game.
Oh, that means Trance, you've got to do the stream so that Miss Rose can review it. You've got to do that.
Yeah, I want a personal DM to say, I'm playing this game now. Get your backside in here.
I will have to do that when I play it and I stream it. I will definitely have to do that. So absolutely.
Okay, Bella says it's the free PS5 collection, so it's not a tier thing. Rather be lucky enough to have a PS5. PS5 one. I don't know. That's 5 years. 1.5. 5. I don't know what that comma just put me off a bit.
Throw it off.
Yeah, put me off a bit. So 1.5 years after its release. Yeah, so if you've got the PS5, fantastic. If not, so sorry.
Yeah, I'll do that then because my son's away for 3 weeks, so I might just get it on there and I'll go to his little game den and play
it. There's no such thing as might. It's either yes or hell yes moments. You do know this by now, Miss Rose.
Okay, I'm gonna do it. Okay, I'm gonna do it.
No.
And he'll come back and be like, "Mom, are you messing with my PlayStation?"
Yes. Yeah.
But, why is your PlayStation down here now? Sorry, you can't have it back. I'm addicted to this game.
Yeah. Yeah.
Seriously, when I started playing Monster Hunter World, it was like nonstop Monster Hunter World. It was all Monster Hunter World. It was crazy. Like I was playing it continuously for hours, and I was so delved into this game.
Oh no. I feel like I'm gonna end up having a new addiction.
And welcome to
GTA.
Yeah, I was going to say, welcome to Miss Rose. There'll be no more GTA RP side of things. There'll be more of Monster World side of things now. Sorted out as well. That'll be good as well. So.
And YouTube to blame.
Oh.
Yes.
Oh, okay. Oh, that means I'm going to have to get it now and place it right here. Sorted out. And that one, to be fair. So that'll be good. We'll sort it out. That'll be on the social media side of things, wouldn't it? But like live, the podcast team and Miss Rose join the Monster World itself.
You can play in teams on Monster Hunter World, so that is doable.
Oh, really?
You can play with people in the game. It's definitely a collective version type game. You're all going after these targets. So you can play in like a group situation and be all in the game on the same server and all hunt this monster together.
Oh, you'd be like, yeah, I've got this, and then the lady's just killed, and I'm like, yeah, I'll just chill.
I'll probably be rusty. It's been a minute.
Rusty. Yeah, it would be like the first one, and you'd be like, yeah, I've done this, killed it easy on that one.
You can beat Monster Hunter. You can beat Elden Ring. I believe it.
Yeah, we'll just have to wait and see how everything goes. But do you want to get it? Unless you guys got another topic, another discussion on it, we'll have a thought about it. I mean, what's your thoughts? Have you got any more queries on the Monster Hunter itself?
No, now we just got Miss Rose interested in checking it out.
Just waiting to shut my son off tomorrow, and then I'll get it.
Yeah, it'll be on the post. It'll be on the post itself. So that's what's going to happen. We'll have to call the title Miss Rose has changed from RP to Monster Hunter World, the Slayer, on that one now, to be fair. And we've done it based on a podcast. Kidding? Yes.
Tell Bella, oh my gosh.
I
mean, hey.
You're on killing dino hybrids, but the cast of the Jesus Christ.
Yeah, she's not wrong.
I know your stance on that, Bella, so I know you're 100% behind that.
Oh, class. Yeah, Bella, you're killing it so far. Don't destroy it now. Don't kill it too much. But yeah, do you want to do the next article, Trans?
Yep.
Last
Our
article?
last
I'll
article
be right
this
back.
week.
I'll be right back as well, guys. Sorry.
All right. See you in a bit. So our last article today is from For the Win, which is a category off of USA Today. Excuse me. Sorry, didn't mean to belch in y'all's ears. That covers gaming news and all that stuff. Our last article is Pokimane announces an indefinite hiatus on Twitch. Imani Pokimane announced on a Twitter post on Wednesday that she is taking a break from Twitch until further notice. She spoke on mental well-being as her reason for this. Coming from the article, which was quoted from the tweet, her words, "I've been feeling in need of a mental reset, and some time to focus on myself and my life online." Anna said on Twitter, "In my opinion, proper breaks are essential to one's health and career longevity, and I'm so grateful for the support y'all have shown me over the years. Thanks for putting me in a position where I'm able to take time off like this." She did assure her fans that she will be returning. This is not the first time that Pokimane has talked about this. Earlier this year, she almost quit streaming, saying that the influx of female streamers and viewers since the pandemic had helped her decide to stay. So, I mean, as streamers, we can probably relate to this on like a really deep level because it can be, especially when you're as big a star as Pokimane is on the Twitch platform, it can be very, very overwhelming. Hi, welcome back, Milk.
Hello. Sorry about that.
Oh, you're good. You're good. No, so we're just talking about Pokimane's indefinite hiatus from Twitch. She's taking some break. She's saying that it's for her mental, it's relating to mental well-being. She feels like she needs to take some time to reset. So, I mean, I was saying, as you were coming back and I was talking to the viewers as well as Miss Rose, I was saying that as streamers, we can kind of relate to this because it can be very overwhelming, especially when you're big in the spotlight, as Pokimane is with streaming. So,
oh god, yeah. I mean, there's so many great streamers, do you know what I mean? And they do the fantastic stuff. I've seen streamers that have got like it's like 18k live, like 18,000 people live watching their stream each and every single day, and you're like, fair play to you, but I do agree. There are times where you feel like you can't do enough. You've got to stop what you're doing now. Otherwise, it's just going to get worse for your mental health as well. And I've seen many people who've just took a break from everything because it got on top of them and it just couldn't get off, or like the mental health didn't help too much. So they've come off it and then they come back and they've felt like they've just had a holiday and they're fine. But do you know what I mean? But it's more to do with the break side of things. I mean, didn't Pokimane go into trouble a few times with Twitch a couple of times?
Yeah, she was watching Avatar and they got onto her about it. But I don't watch her channel, but as far as some of the bigger, more spotlighted streamers, I have more respect for her than I do some of the other ones. So I can totally understand where she's coming from as far as, she's been doing this for a while, and if she needs a break, I would totally be behind that. I mean, 100%. I think that, even in a job, like a regular job, and this is not a regular job, especially if you do it for full time. Even in a regular job, you need to take breaks. You need to take vacations. You got to take some downtime away from what you're doing just to give yourself some, time to not be on camera all the time and not be in the spotlight all the time. Even if you only if you have 2 viewers or you have 200, it doesn't matter. You still need some time away, and I can send mad respect to her being open about it and saying, "Hey, I just needed to get a mental reset. I need some time for myself. I need to work on my mental well-being. I will be back. Just hang in there and give me this time to, sort myself out,
Yeah.
Miss Rose, what is your feelings on the matter? To be honest, like, she is the most followed woman on Twitch. So big props to her for upholding that and kind of being that level in terms of her career, because that's a big achievement to be the top followed female on Twitch for starters. Now, I know that she started off with ASMR sorts of streams, and that's how she's kind of grown. So from that perspective, I can imagine that a lot of her base is around her presenting herself when she comes to stream. Like, there's a lot of female streamers like myself. Sometimes, I'll get dolled up, like I might do a cosplay or whatever, but a lot of the time I'll just be in my jumper, or I won't necessarily make an effort for the not make an effort for the stream, but visually in terms of makeup and stuff, I might not make that much of an effort. Whereas I know that with her, that must be something she does have to uphold based on her follow base and how she started. I mean, she does play games and stuff like that, but I can imagine, like, I take mental breaks. I know a lot of other people take mental breaks, but for the level that she's at, I'm not surprised she needs a mental break. Like, good on her for coming out and saying to everybody why she's taking some time away, because it's okay to not be okay. And it's okay to tell people that you're not okay and that you need some time to take away. So I'm sure she'll be back, whether she's back on Twitch more or whether she goes more to YouTube. I know that there's a lot in terms of partners and what they're getting from Twitch and whatever. We won't go into that, but she deserves a break. And people should be very, very understanding of that. And if they're not, then they're not a true follower, in my opinion.
That's true. That's very true. That's very 100% true. Bella has a couple statements. Said the new generation of streamers is hitting 100K plus views daily. Imagine dealing with that every day as a full-time streamer. Think of the names: I Show Speed and the Dream SMP streamers like Tommy Innit or Wilbur Soot. And these are all kids under the age of like 23. They deal with it pretty good for just being kids, basically. So that's a good point. That's a very good point, Bella.
Yeah. Well, you can also look at it from like the standpoint of young actors. When they start off young, it's very likely that you hear that further down in their career, when they get to like 30s, they're going through some sort of mental breakdown because there was a lot of pressure on them from going from 0 to 100 at a very young age, and then having to try and uphold that. Like, there comes a time where there's a breaking point. So I can imagine it's pretty similar in this side of things as well, because well, I mean, with actors, they can have like 15 different attempts at a scene, whereas when you're on Twitch or like live, there's no retaking that scene. It's in the moment. It's there and then. There's no rewinding and saying, "Oh, let's do that bit again."
Yeah.
It's like, if once you got caught, that's it. You're either in the shit or you're in loving life itself. But I do agree there are times where people need to understand, and hopefully the majority of the viewers would understand, or everyone should understand, like, everyone needs a break. They will be back. They're not like disappeared forever. They're just coming back. One day they will. But yeah, you get like the odd streamers where they said they'll come back, but they'll never come back because of other stuff going on, which is understandable, like personal life kicking in.
Yeah, and they go into different avenues as well. Like, they may have got different options available to them for being at that level. Like, they could go into other types of like adverts and stuff like that. They can branch out. For some people, this is like a stepping stone. So yeah, I mean, hats off to her anyway for having that time out. But it must be difficult as well in terms of being live, because like, you can get, if you put a YouTube video up, you get comments, or like post a picture on Instagram, you get comments that can be hateful or whatever, and you can deal with that behind the scenes. But when you're live on stream and people are looking at your face and they've put something in the chat that might deep down really hit home and make you think that comment hurt. Like, your face live on screen, and you have to try and put a mask up to say, oh, like, let's just crack on, let the mods deal with it. But sometimes it can affect you.
Yeah, true.
And her chat must be going crazy. So goodness knows what stuff goes in there, because you get so many trolls on all streams.
Yeah.
I don't know how you guys do it, with the trolls and like the hatred and all the other stuff, but how you dealt with each and every single one of them, fair play to you. Do you know what I mean? Because it's just like, once it hits you, some people could take it, some people, majority of them can't, because of the emotions kicking in and trying to ruin your stream out of nowhere. Do you know what I mean? And
Yeah.
why do you want to go to someone's stream, ruin their life that could explode? It could be like the trigger of a bomb.
The way
Yeah.
I see it is it's people that literally are at such a low point in their life that they get a kick out of making someone else feel this big for half a second, because
Yeah.
that then boosts them a little bit. But in my eyes, I'm like, look, if my mods get rid of it before I see it, then great. But the only thing is, when a mod gets rid of it, the streamer can still see it.
Well, yeah.
So that's one thing that can sometimes obviously be a little bit of a pain, especially when you can see that something got deleted. You're more intrigued to see, well, why did that get deleted? And then you read it and then you focus more on it. So yeah.
But yeah, and I will say to all the trolls and all the people that ruin our streams, you know, who put a lot of effort into it, you're harsh bastards, to be honest. And you know,
I mean, it's an extra viewer, so
yeah, for an extra viewer, that's true. I should not have said, I'm so sorry, trolls. Come into the stream, but then you know what I mean, as well. Bella has just commented, said, or you're like Ted, being a seasonal streamer, burning out again and going radio silent. Come back, tell us what happened. Tell us he will do better in the future, and repeat. Teddy UK, or Angry Teddy Live, as we always remember. He's another streamer, sorry, Miss Rose, who we know really well from the early days back in I've known him for many years now, but as far as I know, he was in I think he was in an RP server.
He is a higher administration in a GTRP server, and he stays very busy there. So he tried to stream it while he was doing it. At some point, when he was saying earlier he was going to come back to streaming, he tried streaming it because I saw that he was streaming it, but I guess it got too much for him to stream it, and he had too much to handle. He couldn't stream it all. So I think he's been focusing more on the administrative side of the server he's in. So
I do agree with the fans, because if a streamer leaves and they don't return and there's no answer to come back, I understand the frustrations, but you got to remember the streamer has done it for a reason, because they just can't put enough pressure on themselves to be at the standards that they were at from the start, and you don't want to force them to go on, just do another stream. Do you know what I mean? And then when you do one stream, they'll be saying, well, can you do another one? And then the pressure gets built up, and then it's just it's not fair on the streamer itself. And at the same time, it's like saying, Miss Rose, can you do another stream, please? No, go on.
I get it all the time, and I'm like,
yeah,
I'm like, yeah, tomorrow, and then I won't do it, and then I'll be like, oh.
But you know what I mean? It's like if you took a long break and try and get away from streaming and trying to not do it on purpose, it was just more like, I think they just needed a break, to be honest. And yeah, I do agree on one side that they should have let the guys know, but at the same time, just respect the other person's decision. It's hard on us.
Sometimes you don't know that you're going to need a break, though. Like my last stream, I didn't know that I wasn't going to stream again for 12 days.
Really?
Yeah.
Yeah, and I've had big hiatuses too. Usually, I'll keep people in the loop and tell them, "Hey, I've got a lot going on right now. I can't stream. I'm sorry." And even when I went down to 2 days a week streaming on my Mondays and then doing the show on Saturdays, I've kind of dropped off of doing the Monday show because summer has been kind of crazy. But and also most of my energy has been focused on this. So all my extracurricular energies have been focused on doing the Bish Bosh podcast. So there you go.
And I do thank you for that, because you're the one that kicked it off, to be fair, to be honest, to how it all began. We'll talk about it later on, which you probably have heard many, many times, but we'll say it again and again, whether you like it or not, because this is our podcast as well.
Our show.
Yeah,
we do what we want.
Hell yeah, absolutely.
our show. We do what we want.
Yeah, we do what we want. It's our show. But yeah, I do, as you guys say, Pokemon. If you are watching this Pokemon, whether it's now or in the future, you hear it back. We respect you in your decision. Same with all streamers.
Totally.
If you need a break, just tell the streamers. Just say, look, I just need a break, and I'll come back whenever I feel like it. Do you know what I mean? If you give them a date, they'll pester and say, "Where's the streamer?" Do you know what I mean? And it's just not fair. So just respect them. That's all. We doing all this for free. Do you know what I mean? Mainly on the small streamer sides, doing it for free.
Oh, Luciano says, I'm just frustrated. I can't access his Minecraft realm anymore. I had a nice little town going on. I put a lot of effort in it. Oh, Luciano.
Oh no.
You should like in his like channel or whatever, you should try and tag him or something and see if he'd let you at least get into the town if he still got it open. So if he shut it down, then that's what he did. But yeah, I get that. I get that. I understand completely.
Yeah.
Especially if there was no warning.
Yeah. It can be frustrating as well, but at the same time, it's just more respected to the streamers. If they just need a break, just say you need a break. If you want to stop streaming, but make sure everyone understands and respects what your decision's going to happen. But yeah, that's just my opinion anyway. But have you got any more, guys, from your perspective of Pokemon and stuff, or
nope.
should we go?
All the love, Pokemon. We understand. We get it.
There we go. Can I do it now? Can I do this now?
You can do it while I'm here.
Yeah.
While I'm here.
Sorry, I didn't hear that. Let's go to the second segment now, which is the main discussion topic. So basically, this should be either build up to one of the topics that we discussed, or could be a brand new topic. Could be anything that we, depending on whatever Trance has mentioned about on the topic.
Quick interjection on that, Luciano. That might be the case. He might have dropped off of it and not kept up the realm and not been able to access it that way. Yeah, I understand. I get where you're coming from. Yeah, I understand, Luciano. I get it.
Absolutely. But yeah, as I said, we've got the topic ready, and yeah, we did. I can't believe we've done 48 minutes of the first segment. So this second segment of the main discussion topic, hopefully, we kick in as well. So, Trance, do you want to do the main discussion topic again?
He's asking me to do this, guys, because he's excited to interview Miss Rose. That's what it is. He wants me to do the news and the discussion so that he can do the interview.
Too right.
I'm okay with it.
Maybe I don't want him to do the interview.
Oh.
How about that?
He's got the numbers. I don't have them.
I've got the numbers.
Oh, darn it. I'll send them to you now.
Darn it.
Shit. I'm doing the questions. That's my answer.
All right, so game discussion today with the release of more recent DLC, and there's not really any crazy titles being announced this week, and anything crazy as far as releases coming up. We're just going to talk about games. That's what we do here. We're going to discuss our favorite games so far this year, things we're looking forward to coming up, and any memorable games that we wish would have more games come out like them. So I will open the floor for you guys. Chat as well. Feel free to jump in with your interjections, and you guys are good to go. Start out.
Harry Potter. I want Harry Potter.
A Harry Potter game?
Okay.
They're taking so long to release
it. Yes.
Didn't they postpone it at some point and then they brought it back again and stuff? Because I thought they postponed it and then they came back recently, but I'm sure the story mode was was it year 4, year 5 or something of the story of it? Or I don't know if it's where you're beginning and then you build the story mode kicking in, or it was done after the Harry Potter series. I don't know, but the graphics that they've done. Imagine doing the Quidditch. I'm gutted that I've heard. I don't know if this is true or not, but I heard that the Quidditch mode wasn't there at all. It's just going to be just the building, like the story mode itself.
But they should totally have a Quidditch mode, like competitions, so you can earn stuff. You know, I mean,
absolutely,
come on.
Absolutely. But again, we're not the creators. We're not
No,
developers.
we're not.
We are the buyers of the money, like going cha-ching, gone itself. But yeah, Miss Rose is, by the sounds of it, she is absolutely excited for Harry Potter.
Yeah, it's more my partner than me, but because he keeps going on about it, it's now making me want to play it as well. So
okay,
yeah, I'm just waiting for that to come out.
so you're blaming your partner for
Yes,
that?
I am.
Right. Exclusive news on the podcast. Miss Rose's partner is to blame for the new Harry Potter delay and try and get it as soon as possible itself. But yeah. Any more? Is there any other games that you're looking forward to the most, Miss Rose, or just Harry Potter?
Just that really. I started playing a game today. What's it called? Oh, it's something about creating different rooms and stuff. I'll find out what it is in a minute.
Cool.
My memory's terrible. I'm actually the worst person.
It's called Creating Rooms. That's what Miss
Yeah,
Rose.
sure. It's a very descriptive title. I like it.
I'll be surprised if it's The Sims kicking in.
No, it is. Oh, where is it? House Flipper.
Oh, House Flipper. I have that on a wish list of something that I want on Steam.
What's that? That's the first time I've heard about that. So
have you ever heard about flipping houses? Where,
yeah,
like, you buy crappy houses, you renovate them, and then you resell them.
Oh, really? Okay, I didn't know. I thought it was just flipped.
Yeah, so I used to love The Sims when I was younger, and then I started playing it again last year. But I didn't really feel it like I did when I was younger. Yeah. So I was like, today I just sat there and I was like, what games are similar to The Sims? But I quite like anything to do with interior design and stuff like that. So when I saw House Flipper, I was like, oh, I'll give this one a go, because it's basically going in to run down houses, gutting them out and redoing them all and putting in furniture, making it look pretty, and then you've got happy clients, and then you can sell houses and stuff as well. And they've got a pet pack on there as well. So I'm an animal lover and was like, hell yeah.
Yes.
So yeah, I started playing that today.
Bella says, need me a Persona 6 announcement trailer on God. This year is the 25th anniversary year, and all the announcements have been wacky. Plus, optional female protagonist option. I need to date those lovable idiot boys.
Did you say lovely? Lovely idiot.
Yes, lovely idiot boys. Yes, that's what I said. And I'm sticking to it. And Luciano says, saw Elden Ring on your wish list. Who's mine? Yes, it is on my wish list.
I
definitely on my wish list. I've been waiting to play that. You can ask Malk. Ever since we heard the announcement at E3 last year, I've been like, what Elden Ring? I'm so excited because I saw the trailer and it literally took my breath away. Like, oh, this is going to be a kick-ass game. And like, I didn't realize it was a Soulsborne game until people started talking about it. But I'm like, I still want this damn game.
So whenever Trance gets the Elden Ring game, there'll be normal podcasts kicking in. You do know this, right, guys? You do know what's going to happen on this.
Bella says, gift it.
Gifted. Absolutely.
Oh my god, if you gift me Elden Ring. Oh shit!
All right. Next paycheck.
Oh shit!
That's it. It's documented. You've got witnesses all around. You better do it.
Damn.
So yeah, unbelievable.
But yeah, that trailer really just took my breath away. It was one of my favorite ones from E3 last year. Totally my favorite one. I was like, oh my gosh, E3 episode. If y'all haven't seen it, go back to season 1 and watch. I think it was like the 4th episode, something like that. We did the E3 episode, and it was like
4th or 5th episode. I think
it was crazy. Like all the stuff we talked about and the stuff that was like, oh my god, this is coming out. We're doing it for the Vine. Not really. No, not
really. Is there memorable games that you would like to see more of in the near future, Miss Rose, from your perspective?
I don't know. Like, I'm one of them that I've been gaming since I was able to hold a controller, and things like Crash Bandicoot and stuff like that. I always loved.
Yes.
Yeah, I know you would. You'd be like, yes. But like, and Mario and stuff like that. Like, playing them now, it just I don't know if it's just me, but I'm 32. I'm 32 this year, and
we did not hear that.
don't.
That'll be bleeped out, I think. Hopefully,
Edited?
later on. Edited? No,
Do we have an editing room?
No,
How are we
no.
doing this?
no.
Editing
Yeah, I
team.
said it. I said it. I'm old. Okay, let's get over it.
Oh,
Let's
darling,
move on.
I'm older than you are. It's okay.
Games don't hit the same as they did back when I was
It's true.
first playing those games. Like it just doesn't feel the same. I don't have that same energy and excitement level for those games anymore. Like, am I the only one that feels like that?
No.
No, it's just like a habit, really, because it's like when I as you know, Trans, I loved Mario Kart. I loved GoldenEye in the N64 days as well. Those were the glorious days. They were like that. I do agree with you, Miss Rose. It's like that was the energy. That was like hell yeah, because it was a full game. There was no you get glitches, you get odd stuff, but it wasn't as though there would be loads of glitches, so you wouldn't get an update or anything. It was the full 40 quid or 30 quid game that you bought and you enjoyed it the most and you don't play it again. Whereas you buy a PS4, PS5 game and then all of a sudden, that's it. It's like update after update after update. And you're like, fuck off. Just put the full game in. Or do EA version, or do the EA version where you get. There was a meme. I don't know if I told you this before, Travis, but there was a meme that was someone did an interview, posted it. So a job interview, like 2 documents. Half the document was missing, and then someone said, "I'll give you need $5 for the other content," and then they signed up, and it was like that's EA all over again. To be fair. But yeah, it's just mad, to be fair. Do you want to catch up with the comments?
Yeah, Bella had said Elden Ring can be as easy or as difficult as you want it to be. So Trance is very beginner friendly, and I think even you can beat it. Not a jab at you, by the way. Thank you, Bella. Even Melt can beat it. That might have been a jab at you. Notice that Bella said it wasn't a jab at me. Didn't confirm that it wasn't a jab at you. Just confirmed it wasn't a jab at me. Bella goes, there's a magic wizard build which solely relies on this Goku purple blue beam spell, which is game breaking against most bosses, which makes the games a walk in the park. And Luciano goes, I have that exact build. I one-shotted an in-game boss. Oh my god. OP.
OP. Legend as well. But yeah, so there's like all these classic games where like I do agree with you earlier on this Rose, where you got like, you know, the excitement of like you play the game. Like I don't know if you guys remember Diddy Kong Racing back in the day. That was classic. Like that had
Spyro.
Spyro. Crash Bandicoot, Metal Gear Solid. I loved. I don't know if you knew the Driver series. Do you remember that one? Driver. The bastard first level where you try and pass 30 odd items just to get onto the level. That was the most hardest one ever. Before you get to that part on First Driver, there was loads like I'm trying to think. There's like Mortal Kombat. There's like I could just say all these classic games. Tony Hawk's skateboarding. I love the games itself, but it's the games where you always be remembered, and then they try and do remastered it, and then they kind of slightly you get excited, like yes, I know it won't be the same, but it'll still be that feel. And I remember bought Crash Bandicoot, the remastered version, the first 3 games, and I remembered and the difference of the jumping and the movement as well. I had to go back to my original directional the directional buttons itself rather than the analog stick, because that's how I used to know. But in there, it was just, it's still frustrating. It still brought that frustrating bastard moment on there, but it's still classic. Like Need for Speed. Do you remember Need for Speed Underground?
I do remember Need for Speed, yes.
Need for Speed Underground, PS2. Those were the days where you could just customize your car. You don't hear anything like that. You come back after school, college, wherever, and you just chill out, relax, and then no talking, just car racing. And
when Tekken Tag, I think it was Tekken Tag, released the option to customize your character with outfits and stuff.
Yeah.
I was all about that. Like, I was in competitions just trying to get money so I could buy new outfits so I can make my character the way I wanted to make them. Just go through grinding, just fights and fights and fights, just trying to get the gold up to try and make your character the way you wanted it to. I probably wouldn't enjoy it nearly as much, but I really want to play again the
Legends of Dragoon.
Legends of Dragoon, but that's not the only one I'm talking about. Like, I know Final Fantasy 12 came out with a remake, with some more content in it, and I would love to play that again because I actually remember Vaughn and I remember the storyline, and I probably wouldn't enjoy it as much as I did back in the day, but I would like to play it because it was fun for me, and I love the Final Fantasy series anyway. Okay. So Bella said, I also have that magic build, so easy to use. Magic is so easy to use and gives you breathing room that beginners tend to need since it's very intense in the beginning. I remember my hands literally trembling because of the adrenaline. Bella says also there's a seamless co-op mod for Elden Ring. It might be fun to play the game with friends the entire way through. Just a thought. I want to do that actually with Skyrim together. Miss Sarge said, I wish they wouldn't remaster retro games. It feels like it ruins them. I haven't played any of the remasters, so I really don't know how that's been with a lot of those. Bella says, the Mario Kart 8 F-Zero track goes so hard that is peak racing. Yes. Might get FF7 remake next month because of PS Plus, unless it's a tier game. Sweets.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, I do agree with you, Miss Sarge, ATA. I played Spyro, the remastered version, and obviously Crash Bandicoot. I do agree with you. Sometimes they don't want to ruin a classic, but because they haven't got any new ideas kicking in, it's going to be very difficult. Do you know what I mean? So it's like the movies. It's like they're trying to remaster all the old classics, and they've ruined it massively, and it's just not fair. I know we're talking off topic, but it's kind of similar to the retro games. Yeah, to the retro games. Yeah, thank you guys.
It's our show. We do what we want.
Hell yeah, as well. But yeah, it's just, I mean, I would love to see new content. Like, I loved the Uncharted series. I don't know if you guys ever played the Uncharted series on the PlayStation, but
I saw some of it played, but I haven't played it. No.
It was like it was like a movie. Especially the fourth one. The fourth one was like more of a movie than like when you built into it than the final ending. Which I don't want to spoil it for anyone, but the way they've done it, Naughty Dog, into Uncharted was great, and I wish they did more. But obviously, you don't want to do too much to bore the viewers and bore the community itself. But the way they've done it is spot on, and like Tomb Raider, a classic as well. Yeah. Tomb Raider was without doubt. I remember where you could just lock the butler into the freezer part. Do you remember that?
That sounds so mean.
I've seen people do that, and I think I did that as well, and that was funny as well, to be fair, back in the day. But yeah, it was class. But what about you, Trans? Is there any games that you're looking forward to this year, as well as any more classic games that you would like to see in the near future?
Still waiting for Starfield.
You do know that's going to be a long time. You know that, don't you?
I'm okay with it. I'm still waiting on it.
You're not okay. You're not okay. You want it now, don't you? You know what?
No, I'm okay with Starfield being a little ways off. There's a couple games that I saw cards on recently that were similar to Stardew. There's that one game that we talked about in the news, but I haven't actually seen any release information on it. I think it was Palia or something like that, but I haven't actually seen it or played it. And
Oh,
I don't know
okay.
what the reviews are on it. There's games that I have on my list that are older games that I like. Well, there are games that have already been released that I'm still waiting on, such as Elden Ring. I do have House Flipper on there too. Um, I really miss like a lot of the RPG genres. And the
Okay.
thing is that like RPGs, I mean, there's still some out there now, but RPGs have gotten so expensive
Yeah.
that like it's unless you really have the loose money to buy the game or whatever, you just can't because it's crazy. Like there's 60, 70, $80 for like special editions. And so
Yeah.
those type of games are or have always been. You guys in the chat know that that's always my favorite type of games. I did want to check out Final Fantasy VII Remake. I think I got the first chapter on PlayStation, but I haven't played it, and because they gave it away free. And yeah, a lot of RPG titles, high fantasy styles. Those are like the ones that I love the most.
Yeah.
And there's games that I've gotten back into that I'm like, oh man, like I would love always to see. I always say I'd love to see Legend of Dragoon be remade properly, do justice to the game. But it's never happened. So
Yeah. I mean, I do agree. It's like there are times where a remaster, like a game that was old and just being remastered to make it a little bit better, does help, but it doesn't feel like the same back in the day, like back in the 90s, back in the early 2000s, where you feel like no issues, no tissues. You just chill out and just play the consoles or play the PC, and you have a fantastic time as well.
You know what was an amazing game and such a great like story and very in-depth like for the time especially was Chrono Trigger.
Okay.
That game was pretty awesome. And
Yeah.
they did make a remake because they redid it. It was the original game, but they released it on the Nintendo DS.
Okay.
So I still have that somewhere, and I played that, and that was pretty cool. Even when it had been a long time since I played it, but it was pretty cool. And that was back in Super NES, the SNES
SNES.
days, is when
The
the SNES days when it was released.
SNES.
But it was like kind of ahead of its time, like with the intricacy of the story that went along with it. That was pretty awesome. But those type of games are things that I've always loved. That's just really been my thing. Luciano says, play the Persona series, quality RPGs. Persona 5 is coming to Steam this October or something. I will keep an eye out for it. Bella goes, vouch. Persona 5 Royale, probably one of my all-time favorites. Nice.
We'll probably have to do one of those battle out shootouts with the Personnel 5 and then see who wins that. You do know it's just going to be Bloodfest.
The look on Miss Rose, the smile that she just gave when you said that was like it said a million words in like one gesture, and it was great.
I am
speechless. Saw it even if he didn't say it. I saw it.
I didn't. I was just thinking, what's happened? What have I beeping done on this? What have I said?
You'll have to go back to 1:05 to see it.
Yeah.
We're talking about Persona, and the smile she gave was just, you're talking about having a shootout and she just had the smile on her face.
I mean, I love shootouts.
All right. Go. Hey.
My ears worked up.
Yeah. I think she just wants revenge back after like poked to try and get her on the podcast. That's it. Trying to get back as well, to be fair. But yeah, I mean, we'll have to do something like that, like a review of a game.
We gotta find some really cool co-op games to play with our friends.
Oh yeah.
I have a couple. I do.
Yeah. And then bring Miss Rose in, do the shootout of the Personnel 5, and that'll be it. That'll be topped it off on the streams.
I'm down.
Yes. Get in.
Yes.
Get in. Yes. That'll be it. Have you got any more discussions on this, guys, about any games that
Did
you like
you
to
say
see?
any? Did you mention your games?
I mentioned like the classics. Again, I love the Uncharted series because it was a great storyline, how they've done it. And I love how Naughty Dog, the company Naughty Dog, were absolutely insane when they did Crash Bandicoot and then Uncharted. I like to see what they're going to try and do next. And hopefully they'll do some more stories. Last of Us as well, the Last of Us series. I would love to see Nintendo do something other than Mario. That's what I would love to see. Something different that will challenge other competitors. Because all I see every single time with a brand new console is Mario and the Rabbits, or Mario and blah, blah,
Well,
blah.
that's why I said Monster Hunter Rise is on Nintendo Switch. It's different.
Mario in Monster World Rise. Kicking in. You heard that first.
Monster Hunter Rise featuring Mario.
Yeah.
I'm surprised
that's the new DLC.
That'll be the most epic DLC ever.
I'm surprised it hasn't happened yet too. I'm with you on that, Miss Rose.
I was going to say, have you guys ever played the old F-Zero racing games back in the day? Do you remember that? Yeah, it was like a futuristic car, like futuristic cars, and then side of it is like little glow lights where you just recharge the spaceship itself, or the racing cars itself, and then there's barriers where if you bump, it's like bumping cars. It's like bumping, like not gone afterwards. But yes, I do agree, Bella. They need to bring out a new F-Zero game as well. I do agree with that. The best ones I've seen is, do you remember Metroid back in the day? You remember?
Yes,
like SNES.
I remember Metroid.
And then they brought it back. They kind of ruined it, got off track, and then recently, I think we've done a topic of it ages ago where they brought back a prequel.
Yeah.
To the missing story that they were planning to do on the SNES or on the NES or wherever it was they were trying to do back in the day. So that will probably be what will happen. But favorite games coming up, to be honest, because I love my sports and I love F1. I love the FIFA. I love the PES series as well. I'm looking forward to F1 Manager, which is like a PC game, like a management of Formula One game as well. So I'm looking forward to that. But the most important thing of all, and you've seen many times, I know this is kind of off topic, but I've started to collect the mini consoles. Do you remember the mini consoles they brought out, like the NES, the SNES, like those little boxes? No,
I don't remember the minis now.
So the mini NES and the mini SNES that they brought out, and they did the Mega Drive and all the other stuff. I'm waiting for that N64 version. I don't care what anyone says. I'm waiting for that N64 version.
The N64 on its own is kind of small. It's not that big.
Yeah, but they probably will make it small, but it'll be like massive controllers kicking in at the same time.
Maybe.
But I hope they do. I really do hope they do.
So a couple comments that we missed in the chat. Bella said, fuck the boomer mentality with nostalgia. If the game was good but aged terribly, they definitely are eligible for remasters that can outperform the older game's success and maybe even revive the franchise. Why not? Metal Gear games, for example, one in the spotlight right now is Metal Gear Rising, an objectively amazing game but not accessible at all and aged bad in some aspects of the game. And I remember Captain Falcon. So I probably do remember F-Zero, but it's just not clicking any bells right now. Bella goes, I need my boy Captain Falcon in his own game again and not just Super Smash Bros.
Absolutely. I'm trying
Star Fox is another one.
Star Fox. Like GoldenEye, the proper remaster, not the dodgy version that they did all those years ago. The shitty version of that. I'll remember that next time. But I loved the Pierce Brosnan version. I know the graphics weren't great at the time, but they were still they made Call of Duty and all the other multiplayer games where you go home on a Friday, go to Blockbuster before they got busted, like before they got completely gone afterwards. you bring your pizza, bring your mates, you play Mario Kart or GoldenEye, and you play for hours. Hours. Those were the days. Those were the days.
I used to have people come over and play Mortal Kombat with me. So I remember those days.
Like those were the best days of our lives ever.
Some pretty awesome shit.
I know. It feels like I'm getting grayer, getting bold after all that.
And let's be fair, both of you guys, I'm sure, can agree that technology advances. Technology can be updated. That's whatever. If the game has an amazing storyline and all it really needs is updated graphics and an updated engine to make it quality today, and the storyline itself was amazing already, then why not do a remake? All you need is the updated technology. Just keep the original story.
Yeah, but at the same time, like, I still don't like Spyro. I downloaded that a while back and I played it, and I was like, it just doesn't feel the same at all.
Yeah.
It does not feel the same at all. But I don't know whether that's the age difference. Like, when you're younger, you see things completely different to how you see them when you're older. So yeah, I don't know. I've got mixed feelings about that.
Sort it out, Miss Rose. Sort it out with me.
I'm sorry.
Sort it out. Sort it out.
I think this is the first time we've ever had sort your feelings out on the show.
No. Sort Spyro out. Sort it out. To be fair, I mean, I do agree. It's like it's the same with Crash Bandicoot. It's like it doesn't feel the same. And then when you tell like your kid, like your niece, nephews, or your kids as well in the future, like, these were the graphics when I was young and I enjoyed, and then when they look at their graphics, they're like, it's not futuristic, and you're like, they spent hours on a futuristic world.
Like that looks old.
But in terms of relating to that ourselves, if we think back to, like, if our parents were to show us a black and white film, we would have been like, huh? Like, what kind of rubbish is this? Because we were used to stuff in colour. Yeah. And back then they were used to stuff in black and white. So when the technology advanced, obviously it's you kind of have to look at it in a generational kind of standpoint to understand how children would view graphics that we were used to, in terms of how we would view black and white TV, for example, that our parents and grandparents were used to.
Yeah. Which is one reason why I love, like, the reaction channels that do, like, have kids reacting to, like, old games or old toys, things that we grew up with and we played that they have no knowledge about. And all they heard was maybe their moms or dads talking about it when they were a kid. So I really like that, because it kind of, and I'm a strong believer in the fact that to know where you're going forwards, you have to know where you're coming from. Yeah. So,
well, think, like, it used to be like Pac-Man and Atari.
Yep.
Like,
Pac-Man, Atari, man. That was the days.
I remember playing on this little computer screen that was black and all of the pixels were green. And that was it.
Kids nowadays wouldn't know what to do with the original Oregon Trail.
No, they wouldn't even know.
They'd be like, I died? Yes, you died.
Sort it out. That'll
be
your
favourite phrase today, isn't it?
If you listen to the podcast in the past, it would be different words, but sort it out.
Sort your shit out.
Yeah.
We'll be honest.
Yeah. I loved how they did the Red Dead series as well, like with Grand Theft Auto, like how it all began. I remember when you have to look down, like overview.
Yeah, bird's eye view. Yeah.
I remember that on Sims 1. You only had the overhead view of your Sims. You didn't have a close up. You couldn't see what was going on around you. All you could see was like a diagram of the room, like from an overhead bird's eye view. Like the top of the house was gone. You were looking in.
There was no 360 perspective.
Nope. Yeah. Bella, I died of dysentery, historically accurate. And serious, like, kids would be like, oh my god, they would cry. And they would just, like, they'd be like freaking out about it because, like, they don't know what to do.
Sort it out. Simples.
Yeah, you've got to start from the most recent save you had. You don't have autosave. You better have saved your life, because if you didn't,
you need to hit that checkpoint.
You better hit the checkpoint, because if you didn't, you gotta start all over again. I'm sorry.
The worst one.
And you can't spend hours hunting birds, or else you're gonna get sick.
Yeah, that's true. The worst ones, like with the NES and SNES, where if they don't, because they didn't have memory cards back in the day, so you had to leave the console on for it to carry on with the story mode or with the game itself. Otherwise, you have to go all the way back to the beginning. And imagine if a new generation will be playing on an old console like the NES, and they played it, and they'd be like, "Oh, it died. Well, you can't turn it off because there's no memory on there." Tough shit on that one, to be fair.
I bring stuff up like this to my son when I say to him, "Come on, it's time to come down for dinner now." And he's like, "Well, I'm in the middle of a game." Pause it. You can pause it.
Yeah.
It probably auto saved it probably auto saved like 30 seconds ago. You're good.
Oh, I hate it when you save the game, and then 30 seconds later you think, "Have I actually saved the game?" And then you have to do it again. And then you have to do it again just to make.
You gotta go to your most recent save and pull it back up to make sure that you did save it.
Yeah,
and you're like, shit, I didn't save it.
and then you hear all day.
2 hours, man.
Yeah, and then you lost a few hours because you kept saving all the time with that one, and you just like you lost it completely. Bella says, "I started playing games in 2006. I'm too young for this conversation." Oh, Bella.
That's okay.
It's all right,
You're
Bella.
not, because you can listen to what we're saying and appreciate the fact that you never had to go through that.
That's true. 100% true. It's like when kids don't think about the internet nowadays, and they don't realize that back in the day we had modem dial-up, and they're like, "That what's that?" Well, let me tell you this so you can understand how good you have it with your internet right now.
Yeah, and then remember when someone was on the phone, like, "Get off the internet."
If someone was on the phone, forget about it. You could not get
the phone
rings,
and it's like, right, that's it. That's my game gone. You just hear the phone ring and it's instant. Oh.
Yep.
And then you have to wait to do the dial-up again, which just makes this awful noise. It goes. And then you get that awful stop of the sound, and you're like, "Well, has it connected?" No, you have to do it again. And then the phone rings again, and then you have to do it all again. Oh my goodness! Oh my goodness!
So true.
It's horrible. And then your parents
house.
will be like, "Well, no, you can't play between this time and this time," because your parents will spend hours on the phone. And when mobiles were introduced, oh my goodness, that was amazing.
Yeah.
Because that was the time when you'd be like, "Mum, use the mobile." And then she'd be like, or going back to phones as well. If you made a phone call from your house phone to a mobile, oh my God, the uproar in the house when that phone bill comes through. Oh, you're so lucky you didn't have to go that way.
Mobile phones didn't used to have automatic area code. You used to have to do long distance. If you wanted to dial somebody in a different area code, you had to do long distance dialing.
There was no unlimited minutes. It was top up to a certain amount, and that you put £10 or like $20 on your phone, and that would be gone in 5 minutes.
Your friends would cut like, "Oh, I wanted to call you and I go do such and such." You're like, "No, I can't. I don't got minutes on my phone."
Yeah.
Like, you can't call me. You gotta call me on the house phone.
Yeah.
Like,
no minutes.
You'd be like,
and then it would disconnect you from the internet.
Yeah. Absolutely. Bastards. Why did they do that?
It was crazy. Oh, dude. Like, and kids nowadays, they don't understand. They don't understand how easy they actually really have it.
I know.
For the sake of sounding like my parents. But, I mean, seriously. I mean, I lived in a house where it was me, my dad, my stepmom, and my stepmom ran a business. So she had to get calls constantly on the house line for a new job. She did mural paintings. Okay. And so she was waiting for a new client that was going to be money in the household. Or she had the holidays. She was doing bows for people for the decorations and stuff. She made them by hand. So she would be waiting on calls from clients, and there was only one computer in the house. Nobody had laptops. No one. It was one computer in the house, and my dad had just gotten into using stuff on the computer. So I had to wait until I had the chance to get on the computer, and my stepmom's using the computer to contact clients. And then on top of that, we had to add an AOL dial-up modem. So
AOL. The famous company AOL.
Don't even know.
Sign-ups ever. And you just can't win, can you? Those days. That was mad.
Yes.
Bella says, my parents gave me unlimited access to the internet starting at the age of 7. It did irreparable damage on me, and the effects are still apparent. Bella says, motherfuckers in the 90s trying to call each other, they have to set up a portable radio station to get connection with wired connection to electricity so the smoke signals can flow through the holes of the phone. Bella, that is the toppest comment we have ever had in this podcast. You should be thankful for that. 100%.
That was great.
That was a good one, to be fair.
But prior to that, they had to send each other letters. So we were lucky to actually have a home phone and a dial-up connection. Because prior to that, it was, I'll have to send my friend a letter and wait however many days for a response instead of just a phone call.
Hi! And then
you also had to use to send letters and not email.
And generally by pigeon.
Pigeon.
By pigeon. Just invest in a homing pigeon. You're covered. You're good. Yeah. No worries.
Are you trying to build
every household had one?
Are you trying to build this Harry Potter owl? You want to get this owl to try and put it into the message and like gone and come back. I like that technique. I know what you're doing, Miss Rose. That's very clever. With that, to be fair, it's all right. We'll sort the wage bit afterwards, so it'll be all good.
Totally goes back in my day. I played Counter-Strike, the Flash game, on a children's game site.
Counter-Strike.
There was a Flash website that had some of the oldest known memes from the internet when it was becoming more household. It was like, said it worked just as good as the CD version, surprisingly. I wouldn't be surprised. Like the llama song is an old meme.
Okay.
Badger, the Badger song.
Okay.
The llama song, the Badger song. Those are both old memes that people nowadays have heard of, but they don't remember. But there was a Flash site that did Flash videos of these meme videos. I think Power Thirst was part of that wave of old memes, which a lot of people know of nowadays. And it's actually a product now, which is weird. But yeah, all parody and stuff like that were all on this like Flash site that you could go to and get the actual content from, which is pretty cool. But those are some of the oldest known memes before memes were a thing. Before memes were even a thing.
Memes were a meme.
Memes were
everywhere as well.
Which is weird because that's actually kind of accurate. Memes have now become a meme themselves, so it's just really weird. But it's not inaccurate.
How can it be a meme without a meme itself afterwards? You just never know what's going to happen next as well.
But if you guys don't remember, then you should totally, if you look up the original llama song and the original Badger song, they came on a Flash site where you had to go to watch those videos.
Yeah, the best ones. I don't know if Miss Rose may remember. There's Flash games called miniclip.com. I don't know if you ever heard of that.
Yes.
Miniclip.com. They had some of the most bestest games. They had the pool game. They had everything. They had pretty much everything on there. The one game, I can't remember if it was on there or it was a different site, where you had to chuck a cat, like sling a cat, and trying to jump. It's like one of those distance ones.
Yes.
And you get jumping over like some items, and you have to be really lucky. You have to bounce on the jumpers quick, and it was class. There was some others as well that they did. I can't remember, but miniclip.com made my school life better.
For me, the channel I was talking about was Albino Black Sheep. That channel was great. The llama song was there. The Badger song was there. All of those memes before they became like pretty like mainstream things.
Yeah.
Like they were there. That's where you first saw them, was on Albino Black Sheep.
No way. Bella says, motherfuckers, in the 2008, on the internet were quirky random potatoes. those were dark times. Luckily, I was a 7-year-old Dutch girl who could barely say a coherent English sentence.
Yeah.
As well. Bella says, showing Gen Z memes to a Victorian child would kill it instantly. Absolutely. Absolutely,
Probably.
Bella.
Probably.
No, it's not probably. It will happen in that sense.
Yeah.
Yeah. Luciana says, yeah, only true swaggers played Counter-Strike on Flash game sites as well. But as I said, Miss Rose remembers Miniclip. I don't know if that stopped Miniclip. I'm not sure. I'm checked.
I'm in the process of checking.
Are you in the process? We'll find out in the live updates now from Miss Rose.
Oh no, Power Thirst was on collegehumor.com. That's what Power Thirst was. College Humor.
But yeah, Miniclip had the greatest Flash games ever. But then, like 10 years ago, they just brought in some random shit on there, and it's just not great. But I don't know if it's carried on anymore. But it was without doubt the next big thing. Like you could just play games out of nowhere. It was so class. So we're finding out the updates from Miss Rose.
I also remember when neopets.com was completely free and you didn't have to buy stuff for your pets to survive. I remember those days.
Those days back in my day.
You had to earn it, but you didn't have to buy it. You could, but you didn't have to.
Yeah.
And so I remember when that was completely free. And lots of things that I remember that kids nowadays just wouldn't know.
You still have it. It's miniclip.com.
Oh, cool.
They've got all different little games in there. Like
nice.
Like pool games and stuff like that. But it's on your phone now. So it's an app that you can download.
Wow.
So now we won't hear any more from us. We'll be on miniclip.com to carry on with the games and stuff. But yeah, I mean, I wasn't sure if they were still going because they were going strong in like the mid. No, I do lie. It was like the early 2000s where it got stronger. There was others where it was amazing. Those were the days where you could just enjoy it. The other game that I would love to see properly, I know they've brought it back recently, and they've done a little bit of a different theme to it. Theme Hospital. Remember Theme Hospital?
Yeah.
Theme Hospital, they brought it back to 2 Point Hospital, which is the same creators, same makes. And then they've recently decided to do a college version or school version.
2 Point College, yes, I saw that.
2 Point College, yeah.
I wanted to play that because I heard you talking about it a lot in the last in a few episodes that we've done. So I was like, oh my gosh, like I really wanted to, play it, but I can't, for some reason it won't play for me. And I'm like, no, I wanted to check this game out because Malk was talking about it. RuneScape, back when RuneScape was like shitty.
But still popular.
RuneScape is better now. It was really popular. So was MapleStory. But they were both shit games. They were the games you played for MMOs when you couldn't afford a WoW subscription.
Yeah.
That's what you played, was RuneScape and that. And they were like offshoot wannabes. And everybody who played them knew it, but it was still popular. They knew it was still popular.
Definitely.
Yep.
Yeah. I mean, we could go on for hours, decades, but we could be really tired after all this discussions. So
plus, we are on a bit of a time crunch.
Yeah, we are.
Little one.
So, I mean, that was segment 2, which was the main discussion topic. Talking about the games and talking about the history and talking about everything, and from past generation or old generation, which we are now, to understand that the new generation does not even know how to do the dial-ups anymore with the internet. So they'll be absolutely fantastic with that now.
They will never have that sound living rent-free in their head.
Can you actually do that sound again before we do your interview, please? Because
it was.
Are you trying to do an ambulance?
It was bad. It was bad. Oh my god, it was so loud too.
You tried. You did it like a police siren. Not just.
Well, it had that up. It had that. It had the up and down. It did.
Yeah, it was like a heartbeat monitor.
Yes, it was. Very much so.
Like someone with a very erratic heartbeat, and then flatlined, and then started again.
Oh, those were the days.
Wow.
Those were the days as well.
Oh,
but
man.
at least we don't have to go through that again. Now, I said that, we'll probably jinxed it now. Probably bring it back for one-off.
Tomorrow, we're going to lose cable internet tomorrow. We're going to have to go back to modem. It's going to be the Dark Ages all over again.
Oh, God. 10 minutes. 10 minutes just to load up one site. Do you know what I mean? I remember that.
It was so bad. And then AOL sent out the free versions every year. And everybody took them, even though they already had last year's version, and it had the same features.
They thought it was an upgrade version, but it's like,
try AOL for free, and with the same features as you had last year. But people would still install it, reinstall it, or anything.
Yeah, but then they were like, "Is it got updates?" No.
It's the same damn shit.
Oh shit!
Free.
There you go.
But it's free.
But it's free. Absolutely. Spot on with that. Yeah, so this was segment 2. This was the main discussion topic, and we had a great discussion about the games, and looking forward to hear more in the near future if we can.
And we just deviated to nostalgia. There's nothing wrong with that.
Oh, okay.
Oh, Netflix mails the American Psycho copy a day too late. Yes, I remember that. Netflix used to be a mail-in subscription. You had to send in the subscriptions. Yeah, you get your movie or your game and send it back.
and then they've it got lost, and then you keep the copies afterwards.
Mm-hmm.
And you're like,
I remember those.
Yeah,
it was gonna revolutionize the industry.
Well, I thought Blockbuster was going to keep going as well with like the new technology, but it's a shame like they were gone so early in the days as well.
Yeah.
But like VHS, like I don't remember the Betamax versions, but apparently they were worse. But VHS was like the proper way to watch it. And you have to rewind it all the way back.
And if you sent it in without rewinding it, you would get hated for it by the people who worked there.
But you get charged. I remember I took one back. We forgot to rewind it back and got charged because we didn't rewind it back. And
all those stickers, be kind, please rewind.
Yeah, be kind, please rewind. And you try to rhyme and stuff with poets. To be fair. But we could be on for days on this. It's so great for this.
Let's continue on. You get to the segment. You've been waiting for the segment anyway.
I've been waiting for this segment. Miss Rose, probably turn back to you, Trans, for these questions as well, to be fair. But this is segment 3, which is the interview with the streamer. So basically, we've got questions for newer streamers, and if there is, if Miss Rose does return back in the near future, she'll have another set of questions, but they'll be different to the ones that she had before. But because it's the first time that Miss Rose has joined us in the podcast, she'll be doing the
first time questions.
First time questions. So before the stream, I kindly ask Miss Rose, can you give me 8 numbers out of 15, between 1 and 15? And out of those numbers, these are all randomly generated questions. Oh, when I say generated, but they're like the numbers that were generated by Miss Rose. But the questions were done by me and Trans, and these are all streamer-related questions. I did emphasize at the start, and I will say it again, these are nothing like out of the reach or out topic questions like where do you live or what's your number, etc., etc. We do not ask those questions to the streamers at all because we don't want to make them awkward. We want to have a good time with the podcast.
999 and in my house.
Answers. There you go. Questions that are not going
to come. You're the very first person that responded to those out of the awkward questions that we've ever done. So I'll tell you what, Trans, we'll have to do an award or something for that because that was top notch.
That was great.
That was really good, to be fair. I am speechless now because I don't know what questions I'm going to ask for these now because that's just topped it off now. So, are you ready with the questions, Miss Rose? All good?
Ready when you are.
Oh, okay, let's start this. Okay, you might have heard some of the questions. Well, you might have answered some of the questions from the last topic, but hopefully, might be different answers. We'll find out. So, what game made the biggest impact on you when you were younger?
I'm gonna say Halo. That is the whole reason I'm an Xbox girl.
Okay.
It's the whole reason I am very into my FPS games.
Yeah.
I used to play Halo with my cousins, and we used to go through the levels, like the chapters, and start off at the easy and then work all the way up and make sure that we completed every single one. And we used to
Okay.
spend weekends just like not sleeping and just going through it, and we loved it. And that's where it started for me.
No way. Good dear. I'm so sorry. Bella's just mentioned comments.
I'm sorry, Bella. I'll come and see you in a moment, okay? Just busy right now, okay? Stop banging on the ceiling because I can feel it vibrating the floor beneath my feet, okay?
Oh no!
Chew the ropes. Chew the ropes.
That was great.
Oh.
I tried to contain it. I really did. I tried my best.
Oh dear.
Oh god. Right. Yeah. So Halo was the reason why that made you the biggest impact because now you're an Xbox gamer girl or gamer woman now. So, have you played much on all the Halo series before we ask the rest of the
Every
question?
single one of them. I mean, I have the worst memory in the world, so if you ask me specifics about them, I probably won't remember, but I've played every single one. I've completed every single one. And I have now started playing the new version that they've got out where you can obviously play with people online. I've not played it as much because again, like it's not the same as when I used to play it. And everyone's so sweaty in it as well because you just get the sweaty little cheats.
Sorted out, Miss Rose. Sorted out those people as well. Yeah, I mean, I do agree. It's just like I hate it when people spend on it too much just because they're trying to do the esports themed or anything like that, and you just want people who just want to play the game, just have fun, and then you get people who are just like sweaty and boring and arseholes at the same time. You just can't win at all, to be fair. But yeah, just shoot them.
Yeah, I just still have fun with it. Like I rage like there's no tomorrow. Anyone who knows me knows my rage levels.
Oh, I think I have seen one of the rages. I think you have done on the streams. I can't remember which one, but I might have seen it.
I think about 5 or 6 swear words come out in one sentence.
Yeah. I could just imagine just like feck, shit, bastard, you know, all the other stuff. Just build it up into one.
Yeah.
On that one. Yeah. Top notch on you, Miss Rose. Top notch on that. What was the best memory you have? What's the best memory you have since you started streaming, and the worst memory since you started streaming?
I think my best memory is probably when I let my son stream on my channel on his birthday. That's the best memory that I've had because his little face, I've never seen him light up so much. I cried on stream that day. The community really came together and it was amazing. It was the best feeling ever.
I think I saw the stream actually. I don't know whether I saw it live or watched it after, but I remember your son played on in his birthday as well, and it was a great community. You got a great community as well, haven't you? Like with everyone contributing with the stream itself. It's just an amazing feeling as well at the same time. it's just tops it all off, doesn't it? As well, so
yeah.
But he had a good birthday though. That's the main thing. He had a good birthday.
He wants he's the era of YouTubers and Twitch streamers and stuff like that, and for him to have a mum and a stepdad who are Twitch streamers, that's he lives in that element and he brags about it to his friends and stuff. So for him, it's really cool, and for him to be able to actually go on live stream and do all of that as well, and have all of that conversation from the community and the bits and subs, he didn't know what to do. He was just saying thank you constantly whilst he's trying to play Minecraft and stuff. And
Aww.
And then we were playing Fortnite with the viewers, and yeah, he was in his element. Like, even to this day, he's like, "Oh my god, that was the best day ever." So yeah, it was a massive sense of achievement.
Oh,
I know how that is. The kids at the facility that I work at, when I tell them that I play video games, first off, they're amazed that I play video games. They're like, "Really?" I'm like, "Yeah, I play video games. As I even stream." They're like, "What? That's so cool!" Like, it feels good to, to have kids brag about you on that like that. You know what I mean? It just feels good.
Yeah,
it's a good feeling.
That's where the excitement and like saying, it's great, and it's that great feeling that they know that they've got enjoyment coming in. Like, yeah, streamer galore, get in, bish bash bosh.
he felt like he was famous. Like,
really,
the way that he was reacting was like he just hit the jackpot. Yeah,
that's awesome.
That's what I love about it. That's what I love about it. It's just like that, capture that moment. When you capture that moment, you're like, you don't want to let go. You want to keep it forever, don't you, as well, at the same time. And fair play to you for doing that, because it's just brought... sorry, it's unbelievable.
You're crying, aren't you? You're crying, I see.
No, I've got itch.
He's wiping his tears.
No, yeah, just like, that'll be it, gone. No, I've just got an itch, sorry. That'll be it. Gone.
Mm-hmm. Sure.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
I still maintain that he's crying. So
yeah, me too. Me too.
Sorry, I didn't hear a word you just said. Sorry. So, yeah, what was the worst memory of your streaming career?
The worst memory.
This was
probably.
This is a combined one question. Sorry, not two questions. This is combined one. Sorry.
Probably when I lived in my old house and it was technical issue after technical issue because my internet was absolute trash. I was getting like maximum of 20 upload and 3 to 5 download. No, sorry, other way round. About 20 download and about 3 to 5 upload. And to stream with that was horrible.
Yeah.
It was horrific. So now we're on gigafast. So yeah, the internet speed is amazing. But yeah, that was probably the worst part for me. Like I've not had any other than follow bots. Like I'm so used to them now that I'm just like, yeah, you spend your money, babes, but you're going to all get deleted. Because I've got Seribot, so Seribot just gets rid of them all. And I'm like, yeah, you spent your money for nothing. Thanks, bye. But yeah, I think the first time I got follow botted, it was like, oh my god, what's going on? And I panicked. Luckily, my mods were really on it. Like they sat there with me and went through and deleted them all and everything. But yeah, that was when I was quite new at streaming and I didn't know what was going on or what to do. But other than that, it was the internet connections before, and it just ruined my stream and it made me feel really down about stuff. So
yeah.
I
remembered watching some of the streams. Like I could tell with like the connection, you were just like jumping from one end to another, and it was because of the internet itself, and it's something you can't control and stuff. It's just
exactly.
It's
and
just
then
yeah,
and then you get everyone in the chat like, oh, your frames are dropping, or oh, you're lagging, or oh, this, that, and the other. And it's like, yeah, I know. Like either put up with it or fuck off. Basically, is what I used to say.
Yeah.
MJ, you shut up. Yeah, the second best part of my streaming career was obviously meeting MJ. Because we actually met on Twitch, so yeah.
Oh, really? Nice.
Yeah.
Oh, class. MJ would be like, yeah, can I have my autograph now? Big Bash Bosh as well. Yeah, fair play. I mean, I've seen some of MJ streams as well. He does a lot of Apex stuff, so he does really good
That's
stuff.
all he does, basically.
So, Apex galore. No other streams, just Apex galore. Fair play too on that. Cool. Where was the moment you really decided to take up gaming as a hobby?
I've always had gaming as a hobby. Since I picked up a controller. Like, since I could hold a controller that young, like 8, 9.
No way. Bloody hell.
And it's been like that since. Like, when I was pregnant, I used to game. When Aiden was a baby, I used to hold him and feed him and game at the same time. Like, yeah, no, it's never stopped. It's never stopped.
No way.
It's great.
Class that. I mean, fair play. Fair play on that.
It's only advanced. Hence the lovely.
Oh, just advanced. Advanced.
I need to get some RGBs for the inside of my computer. I don't know if they'll actually be seen. If I can put it up here maybe at some point, but it'll be great. It'll be great if I can do
that. MJ says a lot of rage pecs. That's a good one. Is that going to be just shouting instead of shooting? Ah! No, it's
that's all he does, rage pecs, yeah.
Rage pecs. I'll have to call him that now when it goes to the stream next. About, you're right, Rage Pecs. How you doing?
MJ Rage Pecs, yeah.
MJ Rage Pecs. There we go. That'll be his new nickname for the new Twitch. MJ
yes,
Rage
Pecs. That's the new name. You've got to open a whole new account with it.
Yeah. And then MJ's like, no, piss off after with that. But yeah, I mean, fair play. I mean, and you do it in advanced mode as well with the game in itself as a hobby. Fair freaking play with that. Top notch with that. I'm trying to think. Yes. How long have you been streaming for? What were the memorable milestones along the way as well?
It was a year in January that I started streaming, and my milestones would probably be hitting affiliate, upgrading the internet, and also then getting a PC. Because it was all done on my Xbox previous to that, and it was on Lightstream, and it was terrible. I couldn't even run OBS at all because I was on a laptop trying to stream and do it through my Xbox as well. It was horrible. So upgrading to PC and the internet and everything else, like, it's just been milestone after milestone, really. Hitting my top viewers, top subs, like having my first hype train. That was like when I'd first hit affiliate, and I hit a level 5 hype train on my first affiliate stream, and I was like, what has just happened here? Honestly,
nice.
What was going on? But yeah, no, that's a massive milestone, and making friends and a community. Like, I don't have a lot of friends outside anyway, because I tend to keep myself to myself, but I'm very sociable, but I'm very unsociable. Like, it's
Okay.
weird. It's very weird to explain, but
yeah,
talking and on stream and stuff like that, I'm very sociable. But behind the scenes, like, people will message me and I don't message back for days because I hate texting, I hate messaging. I'm horrible with it. Pick up the phone and call me. We'll have a conversation. Great. But other than that, like, I'm just not asked, really. Like, I'm unsociable in that respect. So for me, streaming is a massive social avenue for me to have friends, because I don't have friends that I go out for dinner with and do stuff with. So for me, instead of going out for dinner or going out partying, coming to streams and streaming myself is my social life.
I feel that, because I try and make friends here. I try and make friends in my real life, work friends, outside friends, and I always tend to, something always happens, and then something always happens that I can't do things with them, or I lose contact with them, or they leave the job or whatever, or we just drop off from the corner, you know. So I try and make friends in my real life, but it's always kind of been some sort of issues and complications. So the friends that I have streaming, I've made streaming.
Doggy's like, I'm your friend.
Yeah, I know you are my friend, baby. But the friends that I make streaming, that's my social too. I love being social with people, but like it's the social activities I try and do don't really pan out. So this streaming is socialization through streaming has been the only thing that's really kind of been consistent. So I think she's throwing a hissy fit for a different reason. So I will be back.
Okay, no worries. I do agree. It's just like I remember my first hype train as well, and it was on. I'm sure I had it on my year anniversary as well, and it was so epic. It was so epic. I only got to like level 2, 3, but like with Chloe and just with all the others as well, it was just insane stuff. To be fair, but when you get that good community, you get that good vibrations of everyone joining the stream, having a good time, seeing what you do, bring enjoyment to the streams after they've had a different day. Do you know what I mean? They want to go to the stream and have a fantastic time. Do you know what I mean? And have a good vibe as well. And that's what you need in Twitch as well, and also on YouTube and all the other like Mixer, like back in the day, and all the other stuff as well. But to get affiliate and then get your hype train and do all those extras, it's just insane. Absolutely.
And that was in my
insane.
first 7 days of streaming as well.
7 days as well.
I hit affiliate in the first 7 days. Because you can't hit affiliate for 7 days, so you have a time scale to hit, and I hit it in that 7 days, and then I had the hype train, and then like I've set my goals and stuff, and I've always hit them. Like when I first started streaming, I said I'm gonna hit affiliate in 7 days, and I did it. And then I said that I was gonna hit 1,000 followers by the time I hit 1 year, and I did it. And then I said I was gonna hit 2,000 followers in 2 years, but I've already hit that. So now I'm like, huh?
I don't know these goals. I'll just add them afterwards and then hope for the best on that one. But yeah,
my new goal is to actually set a stream schedule.
You heard it first, guys. You heard it first.
Oh,
whatever
no.
happens, so you'll see that in the near future as well. But like I said, the rate that you're going with the streams itself, and I do enjoy the streams. That's why I keep asking you to join the podcast itself, because I could see you growing into one of the most could be get successful, and I hope you do get successful in the streams itself. Do you know what I mean?
I need to stop being lazy, because I am my own worst enemy, and I'm technically the one holding myself back from progressing any further. So if I want to do that, which I do, I need to pull my finger out, basically. And I also need MJ, if you're there, to support me.
We've heard that MJ mentioned rebrand. Yeah, that's for you, mate. MJ,
MJ Rage
Pecs. That's it. MJ Rage Pecs, and it'll be the angry version. It'll be like the rage version of the face as well. To be fair, so, but yeah, I mean, I really do hope you get to that point, because I know I could see the rate that you're going. It's just like, I really do hope you do get so much followers and so much subscribing. Do you know what I mean? I hope you do well. So that's I just would like to see everyone do well. Do you know what I mean? And not like see the trolls ruin our lives and shoot them at the same time.
All in gameplay, of course.
All in gameplay. Yeah. Obviously, wink, wink as well. The next question I'm going to ask is, have you been to any gaming conventions in the past?
No, I haven't.
Would you like to go to a gaming convention?
I would, yes.
Would you go to EGX?
I've not heard of it, not going to lie.
EGX is like the Eurogamer, which holds in Birmingham and London. And I think in London, there's one in London coming up in September, end of September. So basically, it's like the latest games. If obviously if Xbox and PlayStation do come to participate as well, because they didn't do it last year because of COVID. But they had, funny enough, at EGX they had like Fall Guys. Do you know when you go up the conveyor belt? I see a team where people just jump, like running up this conveyor belt and try to get the king. And I'll tell you what, when people are like so unfit, I haven't done it. I just watched because I was just went by myself. I watched and I absolutely pissed myself laughing because I saw people like, it's just like, I just could not be asked to go up because it was a timer. You have to get like so many of the crowns, like the fake crowns itself, and I was pissing myself laughing because I saw someone. I know someone tripped, but nothing bad, nothing happened or anything like that. But there was one, they were just like top, and then just falling down, and you're like, oh no, and you have to wait to do it again, and you're like, they just cannot be asked to go up the conveyor belt afterwards. But Travis, we were just mentioning about gaming conventions. Has Miss Rose ever been to one? She says no.
Really?
She hasn't. But I was going to try and pester her to bring herself and MJ as well to EGX.
Look into it and see, because September's mine and MJ's birthday, so it'd be nice if it falls around that sort of time. We can go then. Yeah, we'll have a look into it because I think Aidan would like it as well, depending if there's an age restriction or not. But if not, I'm sure I can get babysitters.
Yeah, I think unless they've changed since the last time I've been last year, but I'm hoping that they'll bring some new stuff coming. Anyways, there is some age restrictions on some places, but not all around. It's majority that you could watch or play as well, so it'd be all good anyway. So it's worth it. I absolutely love it, but I hate the days when it just congested, packed, and you just can't move. I remember that.
Well, Malk, I mean, you and I have talked about, at some point we would like to be featured at like a TwitchCon or something like that, have our own little booth or something for that. That'd be pretty awesome if we could do that and then meet people, and maybe Miss Rose at some point would be able to come and we could hang out, face to face. That'd be pretty awesome.
Miss Rose would be like, and MJ would be like, "Can I have your autographs, please?" It'd be fantastic. And that's what my aim was anyway, to try and see if we can do well with the podcast and expand and try and help other streamers as well to reach their goals as well. That's the main thing as well. Is there a particular game you grew up playing on console or PC that you would love to see remade? I know you probably have kind of mentioned it, but might as well say it again.
Well, yeah, there's Halo, and then other than that, it was FIFA, Call of Duty, Pro Evo I used to play as well, and then GTA. But yeah, all of them are still around, really. So other than that, like, I've played like obviously Mario and all of that stuff, but everything that I've played is still, or played and enjoyed and grew up with, is still around, that I would want to still be around, if that makes sense. So yeah, I wouldn't say there was anything else.
Okay. We'll have to wait and see whenever they, I know there's some coming out soon, like FIFA and all that, but I just hope that they bring some classics out. Like, I know the Halo, if I remembered it right, like the latest Halo will not be redeveloped again for like another 10 years.
Yeah, they're just gonna make it. Yeah, they're gonna make it. They're gonna make it live line. It's something line. They're gonna make it where they focus on it and they just release content for it.
Yeah, you said Lifeline. I thought you was on about 50-50 or Phone a Friend or Ask the Audience. Who Wants to Be a Millionaire?
I was trying to remember what the name of it is called. I can't remember what the name of that type of service is called.
I'm definitely calling it Lifeline now.
It may be like live service or some shit like that. I don't know.
Yeah, we'll have to wait and see how everything goes with that. Bella says, I kind of have commitment issues with friends I don't see often, which makes me sad because there's two becauses. Because of that, I lost a few friends I had dear, but just lost contact with because I don't message them and stuff.
I feel that, Bella.
Yeah, absolutely. And Jamie says, so happy to be here, Rose. Absolutely. Two more questions, Miss Rose, and I'll promise you the last two questions.
And I will be right back. I promise this will be the last time. So.
I heard that before. on that one. Right. So the seventh question is, what things do you look for when deciding on a new game to play?
It depends on my mood, to be honest. Like today, I just wanted to play something that was quite chilled and similar to The Sims, and like hence why I then downloaded House Flipper.
You nearly forgot, didn't you?
Yes. Like I said, I'm terrible at remembering names. I am awful. It took me about 6 months to remember my son's name and date of birth. So yeah, I'm terrible. I just have short-term memory. What can I say? Yeah, it all depends on the mood that I'm in.
Okay.
If I'm being quite honest.
Okay.
Like, other than that, it's more FPS games. If I don't want something chilled, then it would more be anything to do with an FPS type game.
Yeah.
Obviously, I'm playing GTA at the moment, which is obviously role play. I'm really enjoying the role play aspect of it, and would love to find more kind of role play type games to get involved with. But I just need to kind of look around and see if there are any other types similar to GTA. But I don't actually think there
are. There's a Red Dead version of roleplay that they've brought out recently as well. There's some others as well, but I can't remember from the top of my head. But the only ones I know of is the GTA RP and the Red Dead RP. I need lost trying to get my voice back on that one. But yeah, it was just those were the ones in there. There was some others as well, which I probably need to mention about. But yeah, I mean, you like the House Flipper that you can remember the name of the game of that. That'll be. I'll need to have a look at it, to be fair, see if it's worth it as well. And the last question. I promise you, this is the last question. What are your short-term goals as a streamer and your long-term goals?
Short-term goals are to get a streaming schedule in place and make sure I'm streaming more consistently. Long-term goals are probably another short-term goal is probably to try and branch out and play a variety of different games. Yeah. And then long-term will probably be to broaden the community, help other streamers a little bit more in terms of reaching their goals, and also hopefully one day hit partner, which is a long way away, but yeah, that would be amazing.
I think the day that you hit partner will be the day, like, yeah, Miss Rose, what a legend to have on the podcast and got partnered as well. It will be a massive achievement, and I hope you do get to that point. As I said, I really do hope you achieve that goal because you are an amazing streamer. I do enjoy the streams, as I said before, but don't give up. Don't give up now. You know, you're doing well.
So like I said, I am my own worst enemy. I am the one that's holding me back from progressing. So I really need to like sort things out. But it's about sorting things out in the background. Yeah. Obviously, life comes first, and family comes first, and like streaming is second. Because obviously it doesn't necessarily pay my bills. I mean, it gives us a nice little bonus, but at the same time, it doesn't pay the bills. So yeah. I just need to get that balance.
Yeah. I mean, absolutely. I mean, like I said, I do hope you get to that point of the streaming side of like the partner and everything like that. And when you get that balance right, it'll be top notch as well from your perspective. I mean, I knew Trance we started streaming was it about 6-7 years ago now? 6-7 years ago?
Closer to 5.
5.
About 5 years, yeah.
See, my memory's going now. Trying to remember. I was trying to be polite by adding an extra year or 2 on top. Try not to do that again. That one, to be fair. But yeah, basically, 5 years ago, I mean, Trance was trying to get affiliates, trying to push on, and then all of a sudden, when we got a group of people, those streamers who combined together, got them affiliate, and it was just the best feeling. And then when you get to that point, I mean, I really do hope we would like to get to partner as well, but again, I'm the same. I'm just the worst enemy. I just need to just poke and just go for it, but I'm just just lazy, to be fair. But see, I have to wait and see how everything goes. But
all of us, though, doesn't it?
Yeah, it's just like real life. It's just the most important in priority of everything, and also the mental health for yourself. That's what we talked about earlier on. It's more about the mental health. It's making sure that you're okay to carry on with the streams, because you don't want to go overboard with the streams. Do you know what I mean? You don't want to go break down on streams, do you, as well, at the same time, from that perspective. But yeah, I mean, I hope you do aim for those goals, and I hope you do achieve them. Like you have said, that you already hit 2K already. That is amazing. To be fair, that's absolutely amazing. That we
would love to see you reach those goals for sure. That's kind of like our thing.
Same to you guys as well.
When we started out, that was another thing that we wanted to do, was to help small streamers get more exposure, and be able to say, some people from our channels or people who just kind of found us relatively, say like, oh, this is a streamer that I've never checked out before. Let me go check them out. So that was kind of a big thing for us when we started this thing.
And that was our goal, wasn't it? Just to try and boost people who are trying to get affiliate or trying to get to their milestone goal, which is like the next best thing. You know what I mean? And that's what we're trying to do. Just try and push the guests to get to where they want to be. If we can get more viewers to contribute, you'll get more new followers to watch your streams as well, and that's the main thing to do as well. And that's the goal as well for everything.
Yeah.
But I tell you what, Miss Rose, that is all the questions. The 8 questions.
They weren't that bad.
See, I told you it wasn't that bad. She told me on stream, like, I hope they're not bad. Nah, it was all
come at me with anything.
Now you've heard that. Again, you do know the next part of the segment, which will be coming up soon, is the Ask Us Anything part. But before we do that, did you manage to get your second announcement, Trance? Did you manage to get your second?
I don't remember it.
No? Well, tough on that. Let's do the next one.
She forgot she had a second announcement.
Yeah,
the look that she gave you when you said, "Have you got the second announcement?" Huh?
I forgot about. I can't remember what it was. There was something I was like, "I'm gonna announce this. I'm gonna announce this." I don't remember what it was.
Mad scenes, to be fair. Well, at least I remembered.
Yeah, you did. I appreciate that.
but I cannot believe you forgot. Cannot believe it. The next article, which should be brief, but we've got Miss Rose, who does the GTA RP, so we might get her info on her side of things as well, if she kindly wants to expose on the GTA RP side of things as well, just to see how the guys can get in. So, Trance, do you want to mention your bit first, or have you not been on GTA RP since? No?
I have not. No. There's a lot going on with my city, so it's kind of like it's kind of toned down, and I haven't really been playing a lot of games lately because I've been getting my campaign ready. Yeah. So I've really been focusing on that in all of my spare time. So
fair enough. Miss Rose, would you like to mention about your side of things on GTA RP? You don't have to mention all of it if you don't want to. It's just there if you would like to mention or promote. It's up to you.
We gotta hydrate, guys.
Is that the first hydrate?
It's the first hydrate. It's from Official VII.
Oh,
So
okay.
let's make sure. Let's get that hydrated in, guys.
Thank you.
Thank you so much. It's actually official 7, but thank you so much. Ooh. I actually bumped a puppy's head. I didn't mean to do.
Oh no!
I moved my foot down, and her head was down there. I didn't realize. I'm like, I'm sorry, baby girl.
Naughty.
Just wanted to be laying next to
naughty.
mommy, and mommy bops her in the head. I'm sorry, sugar baby.
Unbelievable. Absolutely unbelievable. Yeah, sorry, Miss Rose. We got distracted then. So how about your thoughts?
With GTA RP, like there's different avenues you can go down with it, really, because there's different types of servers. So there's the open public servers, which aren't, I don't feel they're as controlled as the whitelisted servers. Because a lot of the whitelisted servers, you have to fill out an application. Like the really good ones that have rules and admin teams who are on their job. Like if you fuck up, you're out, basically.
Yeah.
And if you don't follow the rules, you will get warnings depending on what you'd broken and how far you'd gone with that rule break.
Yeah.
Like I had to fill out I think it was a 5,000 word or 1,000. I can't remember how many, but it was I think it was a 5,000 letter.
5,000 letter.
Yeah, so 5,000 letters, or is it 1,000 letters? I can't remember. Like I said, my memory's terrible. Okay?
I'm going to say 5,000 letter, just for your sake.
On that it's 5,000 letters, and it's like a character reference of the person that you like, your backstory, basically, in order to submit to that whitelisted server to get a place in there. Yeah, so then you kind of join their Discord and you join their community, you get to know everybody, and then they're the people that you roleplay with. So those types of servers, you can't break character at all. I mean, roleplay, you shouldn't break character anyway, but they're a lot more strict in terms of what you can and can't say. Like, for example, anyone who's watched my stream will know when I'm in the server, if I've got to talk about something to do with like my mic being like not working, instead of saying, "Oh, I'm just having mic issues at the moment," you have to say, "Oh, I'm just having a few issues with my throat, with my voice box. Let me just clear my throat." Like, you have to really interpret it into the RP. The MRP server that I'm in is the first server that I've been in, and I went straight into a whitelisted server because I didn't want to start off at one that had loose rules for me to then learn that that's okay and then go into this server and fuck up, basically. So I went in and was like really strict with it from the start, and now I've started going into open servers and seen the difference in that. And yeah, they're fun to just troll in, but you don't get the same experience as you do in a whitelisted server. Because like me and one of my friends went into a non-whitelisted server the other day, and instantly he got killed within 5 seconds of being there.
My city is an open city, but we're serious RP city. So we conduct ourselves as if we are a whitelisted city, because that's the type of community we'd like to uphold. So there are some that you'll come across that are like that, but you're right. Most open cities are not like that. So
yeah, because if you think you've got to write 5,000 words or 5,000 letters to get into a server, that's a lot of effort to put in. And also there's questions with that as well. It's not just the character description that you've got to fill out. You've got to answer questions, and there's questions about the rules and various other things that you've got to fill in and submit, and you have to have it approved before you can get in there. So to go through that amount of effort, you're less likely to find people come into that city that are just going to come in and mess around. It does happen, but at the same time, like they're banned instantly, and they don't come back ever. So yeah, like there's two different ways of doing it, I think, but it's down to the individual and what type of RP you want to do as well.
Yeah,
just depends on which the service it is at the time, and you prefer to do it as well. I mean, I remember I joined. I think it was joined yours or
our city. Yeah, our city.
Yeah, it's just for a brief moment, and then I would like to do it more often, but it's just again, real life. I just haven't got the time. Do you know what I mean? And
Yeah.
I would love to try it as well, just to have a laugh or just to have enjoyable time as well. But again, it just all depends on everyone's preference and availability time. Because if I go to a server and then join and I'm only there for like 5 minutes and never return, it kind of feels like there's no point as well. But it just depends on the person, isn't it? And if they want to commit and do it.
That's
I
true.
think you also have to be someone who can character separate as well.
Yes,
if
that
you
is
don't know how
huge.
to character separate, or you're not prepared to learn how to character separate, then it's not for you.
What as a especially as a D&D player too, and that's how I look at it as well. Because as a D&D player, you have to learn separation of character and self. Because when you're put in a situation where even though you're playing this character, you have to think like that character and not, think like yourself. What would your character do? Not what would you do? So that type of tabletop RPG experience makes you separate character and self. And I've always had that thing in my RP too, in GTA RP when I do it, and any RP I've ever done actually, where I play an avatar or whatever. I don't think like myself. I think like that character, like that person. How would they think? What experiences have brought them to this point?
Yeah.
Hi, sweetheart. Yes,
and you have to remember, like, fearing for your life as well, like when you come into certain situations, because you can't like get into a certain situation and think, oh, do you know what, they've got a gun pointed at me, I'm just gonna be like, yeah, well, go ahead and do it. Like, realistically, you wouldn't be sitting there going, yeah, go ahead and do it. You'd be fearing for your life and you'd be acting accordingly. So you have to remember to do stuff like that as well. But then at the same time, if you get into an argument with someone in the city, that doesn't mean that that person doesn't like you in real life. Like, it's complete separation of character.
Yeah.
When you're in city, you're living that character's life. You're living that person's life, the decisions they would make in that lifetime from their experiences, who they are, what they think. You're living that. And if you have beef with somebody in city, it should always stay in city. In city stays in city, out of city stays out of city. That's just how it always should be in any serious RP city, whether it be whitelisted or open, but conducting themselves as such. And some people don't get that. I don't think a lot of people get that. They come into a city making a character that is effectively them in this world. And they carry their drama and everything outside of the city, and it should never go outside of the city. Like, my character in GTRP got married in the city. The person whose character, our character's married, him, you remember Dai Senpai. We're good friends outside of city, but we have our own lives outside of the city, and we don't bring in city shit to out of city. It's just how it should always be. And again, it goes back to that, like you said, separation of character and self. You are you. Your character is your character.
Yeah, exactly. And unfortunately, MJ, if you're still here, he couldn't quite get the separation side of things at first. So he ended up coming into the city. We got married in the city. That was like his. It was his way of kind of accepting that, I am going to go about and do stuff in the city it's not me, but he's there as my husband anyway, so that it made him feel happy about the situation, if that makes sense. That was for his peace of mind, and I was okay with that because, my relationship comes first outside of everything. But me and him in city, like, we're different to our relationship outside of the city in terms of the way that we are with each other. And I mean, I'm quite a dominant person in general, but in the city, I'm a very dominant person. Like, I was a gang boss, and like a little gang boss. It wasn't like a top gang. But then I went into another gang, and like, I'm very gang orientated in RP, and it's just a case of being who you want to be as an alter ego. In a sense, like, you can live your life through this character. And I think what a lot of people have to remember, although they have like the EMS services, like the emergency services in terms of the hospitals and the police and stuff like that, like, it is a gang related city, so you can't really go in there and think it's all going to be fairy tales and roses, because it's not. Like, someone will walk up to you on the block and be like, put your hands up.
Yeah, absolutely. I'll tell you what.
Says, me when I RP a domestic terrorist, I play as an FBI operator. Bella goes, me playing as my D&D campaign character, I have to talk and think like a schizophrenic swarm of bees mimicking a human body, wearing a trench coat hat, glasses and mask, who carry a Navy revolver as their main weapon, talking to the merchant who wants to buy me a meth cookbook. It is, and that's the cool thing about you know with my, and when I came into the city that I'm in, my D&D RP background, my RPG background just in general, and tabletop experiences are what taught me about that. Like, I had to make that, you know, separation. Again, like I said, it's because you're put in scenarios, just like in GTRP, you're put in scenarios. But I think when some people cross that line of characters, of separation of character and self, I think that it's a matter of like they're thinking as if they're the ones. But I think if more people had some sort of tabletop RP situation or some experience where they had to have separation of character and self, they would understand more about, you know, how it's supposed to be in the city. You know what I mean?
Yeah, it's acting, that, isn't it?
Yeah.
But when you first start, okay, here's a question before we go to the actual Ask Us Anything part. Was the different character of yourself difficult to start off with when you get onto the city, or did you just did it straight after, like your alter ego character like that straight away, or did it took a long time for you to like change the appearance of yourself, if that makes sense? So like for me, I'm like nice guy, just a cool guy, laid back, lazy bastard. I am on that one, to be fair. But then when you go into RP, I have to like turn into like a gang mob. I don't know how, but I probably will try at the same time. But do you know what I mean? How long did it took long for you to change the character in yourself in RP?
I'm quite an adaptable person, so I was very excited to create my character. Now, when I first joined the server that I'm in, they were at the end of their version 2. So with GTA, there's different versions in terms of the roleplay. So they were coming towards the end of their version 2. So I was just finding my feet in those last few weeks that they had that server up and running. And then when they went to their version 3 server, that was a complete new life rule for everybody in the city. So everyone had to start again. So that was a perfect time to get in and be who I wanted to be from the get-go. Because there was no, like, there weren't already, there were already gangs in place, because the whitelisted of the whitelisted gangs were moved across to the new city, but it allowed new groups to form that were non-whitelisted. So yeah, it was a great time to meet new people. People had new names of their characters and stuff like that. But I think a lot of people who knew me in the version 2 of that server, I was very happy-go-lucky, like, just went round and socialized with everyone and was flirty and like friends with everyone. When I went into the version 3, everyone was like, "Who the fuck are you? And this is not who you were before." Like, I then had to, like, there were a few people that couldn't necessarily character separate, because they were like, "You're a completely different person and you're a complete and utter bitch right now." And I'm like, yeah, this is me V3. Like, get used to it, because this is my character moving forward. This is a higher type of gang server. Like, although they don't want it to be known as a gang server or as a PD server or whatever, there are a lot of gangs in there, and it is GTA. So regardless, it's going to be gang orientated. So I knew that going into V3, and went with a very gang minded persona from the offset. So yeah.
For me, I had 2 personas from the old city into the new renovation that we did recently, which we had new life rules and everything too. But I had two characters. I had Olivia, which is the one that had wound up getting married. That wound up getting married this lifetime or whatever. And then I had Aliana.
Yeah.
And Olivia can be a little bit abrasive when she has to be. I mean, Olivia, dated gang members, so she's around that persona and that mindset, so she can take the abrasive when she needs to be. Aliana from the get-go was my I'm gonna do whatever the hell I feel character. She was the most challenge authority character. She bragged about her rap sheet while she's sitting in the jail cell to the police officers. She's like, you know who I am. And for me, it was a matter of switching gears, it was a matter of switching mindsets. Olivia, her backstory as such is she's very well bred, but she has this rebellious side to her that comes out. Aliana has always been aggressive, and even Olivia, when she talks about her cousin, she's like, yeah, Aliana from like, well, even when we were kids, was very aggressive. That's just how she was. She's just that type of person. Very competitive too. So like for Aliana, it's like she's one mindset where she just doesn't give any fucks. She doesn't. She never has. Olivia can. She's not as apt to not care. But Allie doesn't. It's just how it is. And like I said, for me, even the voices, I mean, even though it's my voice, like the attitude around my voice when I'm talking about as a character is different. Like when I speak as Olivia, usually when I'm playing the character behind the screen, I'll set up a little bit. I'll kind of put my head up a little bit, because in my mindset, I'm like, okay, Olivia would carry herself a certain way. She would speak a certain way. She would talk a certain way. She'd be very intelligent. Allie, it's not that she's not intelligent. When I play Allie, I'm just kind of like, like I'm leaning in, I'm slouching, because that's just her personality. That's how she is. And so, and that helps me with my mindset, switching characters and switching gears.
No way.
Bella's like, I'd shoot Allie or something. Might be in jail, but it'd be worth it. Actually, Allie was very popular with a lot of people. She was very popular. She made a lot of friends because she's not like, I mean, she just doesn't care. She just wants to do whatever she wants to do, and no one's going to tell her otherwise. But she's not unfriendly. She's just like, she's that I don't really care, what's going on. I'm going to do me character. That's who she was. And like I said, brag about being in the PD and how many times she's been in there telling the cops, you know who I am. You're the one that arrested me last time. Go ahead, give me my sentence. What is it this time? 100 months? She just didn't care. She didn't care.
No way. With mine, I think I just did one character. I tried to do it by myself, but I tried being myself. But I was just a taxi driver. Just get in, do the drive, go back, and then sleep. That's it. Bish, bash, bosh. No messing about with that. And that's all it was. I think I call him Chad Manley. I think I nearly call it Chet.
That was his name.
I call it Chet. I nearly call it Chet Manley. The reason why I wanted to call it Chet Manley, if you ever watch Archer on Netflix, that's where I got that name from, and that's why I wanted to call it Chet Manley. But I call it Chad because I bloody ballsed it up, didn't I, on the creation bit? So I just thought, oh, something, I'll just do it now. So that's what I did.
It just saved you from copyright infringement. You're good.
Yeah, but yeah, I suppose.
Yeah. Well, in our server, we've got a Rodney Trotter, we've got a Del Boy, and he's actually got the Del Boy car in there as well.
Really?
Yeah.
Oh, no way.
And then we've got a what is it? The Craze, Ronnie Cray in there.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
No way. Really?
Yeah, we've got all sorts in there. We've got Tiny Tim, who is very, very well known.
Yeah.
He's got a special character who is a child, so it's like a moderated character, and it's a child, and he's the first person to do that, I believe. And he does it really well. He also has a secondary character who is a man, and he's a gang boss. And then he's also got another character who's in PvP as well. He's very, very good at the 3 different character separations.
Absolutely.
Yeah. Bella goes. Bella gave you a backstory. Bella gave you canon. Bella goes 1 year on probation in Los Santos because of an assault crime he was wrongfully accused of in the great city of Birmingham. Now trying to not get in trouble, he become a humble taxi driver. That's canon now. That's what happened. That is what happened.
I tell you what, Bella. Can you do the whole storyline for me, and I'll send it on to that Manchester RP, and that's my storyline.
Give him 5,000 letters.
Yeah.
And Allie isn't really an aggressive bimbo.
There is a taxi
She doesn't come
service.
across that way.
What was that? Sorry, Miss Rose.
There is a taxi service in MRP as well.
Really?
Yeah.
So that's where my storyline will kick in as soon as I come in. That'll be on probation because of assault crime. Yeah, I had to move.
If anything, I would have called Allie more ratchet. She's just more ratchet. She's just more ratchet. She's like, I mean, she never had money. Her side of the family never had money. The only reason why Olivia has money is because of her mama. No one else in her family had money.
Lol. Mad scenes, to be fair. But yeah, I think this was the longest ever GTA RP discussion we ever had for a very long time.
That's okay.
No, it's not your fault, Miss Rose. It's not your fault. It's never the guest's fault. I'll just blame it on Trans afterwards, to be fair.
Okay.
Yeah, just
I'll
blame
take
it
it.
on Trans. I'll blame it.
Sure, why not?
So that was the GTA update on the GTA RP side, and it's good to hear like we've got a streamer that does the RP side as well as Trans as well. So
I've been slacking, guys. I apologize. It's just been a rough little bit of patch, and Mondays will become D&D days, so that's going to be the focus going forward.
Oh dear. We're sorry about that, guys. We will try and pester her to get back to RP.
Mondays on D&D will be the best part of your Monday. I'm just saying. D&D will be the best part of your Monday.
Yeah.
Would your latest current D&D character survive the Elden Ring universe? Go ahead and put that up. I think it's the first question we got from Bella.
Okay, sorry. Yeah, I was going to say, this is the Ask
We're intro.
Yeah, we were intro to this. So this was, that kind of swelled on that one, to be fair.
Sorry, that is completely threw off our groove.
Yeah. So basically, this is the Ask Us Anything part. This is the last part of the podcast of the stream. And 2 hours and 37 minutes already. Could this be nearish to the longest stream ever? We'll find out soon.
Again, I'm sorry.
No apologies.
No,
it's all good. No need to apologize. We like it when it goes long. When it goes longer, it's more fun.
That's what she said as well. So here we go.
That is what she said.
Yeah, that is what she said as well. So the Ask Us Anything part. So guys, if you are watching the stream or listening to it, send your questions to either me, Trans, or to Miss Rose. Or if you wanted to ask a question to all of us, make sure you specify. If you want to specify a specific person to answer the question, please say. If not, if you answer a question, if it's not, that means we have to answer it all. But it looks like Trans has got the first question. Trans, would your latest current D&D character survive the Elden Ring universe?
I am actually going to be the DM for this campaign. This is going to be my world, and I'm going to DM it. But I can say that probably the character... Well, I didn't play her last, but my character that I've played the most in the last few years, Raven, she probably would. She's a rogue, tiefling rogue. She's a badass. She's got hella awesome like her weapons. She is like a fury with them. And for those who don't know, in D&D, rogues get sneak attack, and it just gets better as you get higher in levels. So she's up to about she's up to upwards. I want to say she's up to upwards of 24 damage in one hit now with just sneak attack alone. That's not even including her regular attack. That's not including what her actual weapons could do. So I think Raven would be able to do it. Raven also, her personality, her backstory, actually, she was mistreated growing up, And so she came up with this mindset that if the world wasn't going to treat her fair, why she play by its rules. So she has this idea that, you know, she's going to do what she needs to survive. And I think if nothing else, her strength of will would be what gets her through Elden Ring, honestly, if nothing else. I think she would kill it because she is a total badass and I absolutely love playing her.
Yeah, absolutely. Fair play on that. I'm trying to think some good questions actually. Okay, Miss Rose, I've got another question for you. Don't worry, you're not under a lot of pressure.
Go on.
Who's your top 5 Twitch streamers ever?
Ever?
And,
I mean, well, like, who's it gonna be? I mean, there's this lady called Trance. So I mean,
I know this is gonna
be and there's this guy called Retro.
He's pretty cool. Like him, yeah, he's pretty cool.
Smooth.
I'm gonna say Miss Emily Louise.
Okay.
Yes.
Because it was her community that I first came into, and they were so welcoming and so warming, and she has such a fantastic community. Another one would be if I don't say his name, he's gonna be upset. It's got to be MJ. So we'll have to say him. And then I'm gonna say Big Papa Guns because it's he I know him personally. He helped me set up my stream when I first started, and he is also very, very well known in the RP community. He is one of the top streamers for the MRP server that I play in.
Nice.
He's one of the most toxic people you will ever watch, but he's absolutely hilarious. Yeah, he loses his shit a lot, but he's one of the top gang bosses. He does amazing shit, and it's because of him that I decided to join MRP server and decided to start roleplay on GTA as well. I literally bought my PC just so that I could play GTA RP.
Nice.
So yeah, he had a massive influence in that for me. So yeah, I'd definitely say him as well. There are so many others. Like I could say loads of different partnered streamers, and you know a lot of people watch, but I want to kind of keep it at that.
Aww.
Yeah.
Aww.
Get in! Yes! Get in! Right. Got another one from Bella, actually. Shit.
I don't know if that's for all of us or if that's just directed at me.
I think that might be a question to all of us, I think, because there's no name on it. Right, okay. So Bella has kindly asked a question to all of us. Would you trust a schizophrenic? That's how you pronounce it. Schizophrenic. Sorry, I'm shit with words. Sorry
Schizophrenic.
About that. Schizophrenic swarm of bees dressed as a stereotypical 1950s LA detective armed with a Tommy gun to take charge of your D&D party.
It depends on how good their charisma rolls were.
Depends on the honey. Depends on the honey.
Depends on the honey.
Yeah.
No, I'm scared of bees, so I'm probably going to say I'd run in a different direction.
If these bees can legitimately pass as a person, then maybe. But they'd have to roll really high DC to make them pass as a person. Just saying.
And do they buzz very loud, or are they silent bees?
That's a good question.
That buzzing noise would get really annoying after a while. It's like static.
And when you say swarm of bees, is it like low? Is it like quads of bees? Is like
yeah, Bella. The question is going back to you now. Come on,
yeah.
Be specific. Like, describe these bees and their characteristics.
Please, Miss Rose. I've said this all stream. I bet you're going to say these words now to Bella. Now, sort out the question.
Sort it out, Bella. Sort it out.
Yeah.
Do you want to be part of the stream too, baby girl? Is that what this is all about? Or you just want mama's attention? You're very charismatic. You are.
Oh, so the following, I will put it up. Normally we don't put the answers on here, but we'll carry on with it. Is intelligent swarm schizophrenic bees, meaning there are hundreds of personalities that can take charge depending on the situation, meaning the stats are all over the place.
Then I don't know. It'd be questionable. Like I said, if they're not very deceptive and they're showing that they're actually bees, even how intelligent they are, it could be a question as to whether or not I would trust them.
Do they buzz? That's my question. Do they make a buzzing sound constantly?
Because, yeah, I think so. Well, they should do, because there's. Well, all I'm going to say is they just need
bees.
They're just bees.
And if they're unhappy with a situation, are they going to come out in full force and like? Is it going to be a mass sting fest? Because I'm out of that situation.
Yeah.
I would consider them chaotic neutral at the earliest, maybe chaotic evil, depending on their mindset.
It depends, really. Jamie says, "Oh, don't the sound of a buzz annoy me so much? Ha ha ha." Buzz.
Bees fly, blue bottles, wasps annoy me so much.
Blue bottles, or was that something else? Blue bottle wasps.
Blue bottles are the like those black flies, aren't they? Like the big black ones.
Oh yeah,
Oh, we just call them horse flies.
Sorry, when I just saw the word blue bottles, I thought he was on about something else with the blue bottles.
I mean, if you have an aversion to actual bottles that are the color blue, then I mean that's completely legitimized version. I'm okay with it. You know, it's all right.
What version are you talking about? Trans.
I'm talking about bottles that are blue. Blue bottles. Is it like a bottle that's the color blue?
I know. But I thought you said something else then.
I don't know why she thinks she's stealing the show.
She's stealing the show now.
I think she is. She's taking over my job.
Yeah. Joey says they're big black flies that make biggest buzzing sounds. They're the worst things ever. Absolutely now. Well, they call it blue bottles now instead of big black.
Jamie, you must have a question, surely.
Yeah.
You're not normally quiet.
Now you said that, Miss Rose, there's going to be a swarm of bee questions now from Jamie.
I guess they act as in a collective consciousness that can turn off the buzzing noise when not in battle. The buzzing can cause fear into the enemies. That's an interesting homebrew. That's an interesting homebrew.
Well, they got a remote control. Just turn them off. That would be cool. Jamie says, "I know. Not usually like me to be this quiet, Rose. Ha 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 ha." So we have to wait and see. Jamie, you can ask any questions you want to either me, Trans, or Miss Rose, or any of them.
You can even ask the puppy, even though I don't know if she'll be able to respond. Apparently, she's trying to be in the show. So
yeah. But yeah, anyone that's on the comments, you can send the questions in and to hear your thoughts before we're about to end the stream in about 10-15 minutes time and see how everything goes.
Because
yeah,
Bella.
Rose was on that before it even posted.
I know. I was just about to put the question up like England. It's because it's England. I'm like, whoa. Mystic Rose. I'm trying to answer the questions on that one. Yeah, so I have to wait and see. But yeah, I do agree with Miss Rose. It's because it's England, and yeah,
we're run by a very shit government.
Well, yeah, for decades as well. To be fair. Okay, so Jamie has got a question, I believe. Okay, we'll ask Puppy Rose question then. Okay. I thought you was asking the question then. To be fair, we'll wait for you, Jamie, to find out the question on that one. So
for the puppy.
Right,
sure,
Puppy Rose
or her puppies. She's got puppies. Too.
That's because she's called Rose.
Aww. My baby girl's Akahime. Akahime.
I'm trying to pronounce it so I don't balls it up every time. Akahime.
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 Akahime. Yep.
Yeah, that's fine. That's fine. Jamie says, there she's there. There she's there.
So cute.
Okay.
Well, Bella's got a question for all of us.
Me to cuddle up.
Bella's got a question for us.
Was it this one? Sorry.
No. What is actually overrated, but people act like it isn't? It's the most recent from Bella.
Oh, sorry.
Yeah.
My bad.
What's actually overrated? Partying.
Partying?
Like going out and getting shit-faced drunk.
Yeah, but...
Yep, I'd say that's overrated.
See? It's overrated. People act like it's not, but it is. It's very true.
But you don't remember...
When you hit your late 20s, you realize,
Okay. Yeah, but in the earlies, then yeah, you would have a good time. You just want to have a good time itself.
In your early 20s, you're all excited about it. And then after a few years, you're kind of like, this is whatever. It's not that great.
Growing up.
Yeah, that's what it is. It's maturing, growing up.
Mature
growing
like
up is overrated.
Yeah.
I remember
growing up is overrated, yes.
And you were like, oh, I can't wait to get out of school and be like an adult. No, that's fucking overrated. It's well overrated.
I tell kids all the time at work, I say enjoy this now, because when you become an adult, it's not going to be as fun as you think it is. I'm just telling you now. Enjoy being a kid, because being an adult is not as fun as you think.
Yeah.
Hi, baby. I told you she's just like she likes her chest scratched.
I can see.
She likes to be held like a baby.
I was just about to ask that question there, Miss Rose. It was just like, is Puppy Rose okay? That's all I could say.
Yeah, she's cuddling up because she wants to go to sleep in my arms.
Oh, she's so cute. You're cute too.
I'm glad you just reiterated.
Yeah, look at me like, but you're not talking to me.
But yeah, I'll have to agree with all those, to be fair. So I have to wait and see how it all goes.
Hey, Thorn Crystal, all the love to you, buddy. Good to see you here. Thank you for joining us. All the love to everybody who's here. Thank you, guys. Even Seven, who was here and just kind of lurked and just gave us a hydrate earlier. Thank you.
I thought you was like, I could not say the words.
Can't think of my words. I was gone for a second there.
Yeah. James says, agree. Let's do that. Yeah, agree. Wish was still at school. Regret ever being an adult. Absolutely.
Yeah.
Thorn says, decades try centuries. England's been fucked for centuries. Absolutely. I know I said decades, but yeah, centuries. Tops it off, to be fair.
The boyfriend would agree with you on that. 100%.
Yeah. Bella's got another question, actually. Would you befriend a murder of ravens if you had the time and commitment?
Yes. Don't even have to think about it.
That was a straight answer with that.
Totally would. Because then if you're friends with the murderer of ravens and someone gives you shit, you can just send the ravens after them.
How about you, Miss Rose?
Be a real life
I'm with that one. I'm with that.
Yeah, I'll go with trans. I'll follow Patrick with that. I'll tell you what.
What is wrong? Hi, baby.
If you had a time machine, would you go back or would you go forward in time?
I'd go back.
I wouldn't do it.
Though?
I wouldn't do it to make changes. I would do it to look at history.
Okay. How about you, Michelle? Why do you want to go back?
I'd go back to tell my younger self a fair few home truths.
That's a good point.
Okay. If you tell your younger self that, would your path be where you are now, or would it be different? Would you have ever been on the podcast though? That's the biggest question.
Probably earlier. Yeah, probably. I think a lot of things in my life I have delayed due to things that have happened in my past. So there are a lot of things that I would change about my past. I'll hold my hands up and say, like, yes, that would affect my future and where I am now, but I wouldn't be living with the trauma that I've been through.
That's true.
And it's something that I've been to therapy for. Like, I've had counseling, I've had all sorts, and it's something that still replays in my head over and over. So to go back and change that, whether that changes my life now, I would be happy to have that and have that risk. But that's just my own personal standpoint on it.
Fair enough. If for me, I don't know. It's very difficult because it's like I like to go back because I wanted to see my dad. That's all I wanted to do. Because I never saw him because he passed away before I was even born, and that was the God's honest truth of that. So I would have liked to have seen him, but then I would like to go forward because I'd like to know how everyone is and where they'll be, but I don't want to know my end point, if that makes sense, because whenever that end point is, it's already been decided at that point, whatever happens. But it's just like whenever you change something in the past, it's like a ripple effect of the future. It's like, if I changed something in the past, would I ever speak to Trans, and Trans would have thought, oh, the podcast, and brought all these fantastic streamers. Do you know what I mean? That was the ripple effect. It's like whatever you change, it's like getting the lottery numbers. Would that affect someone else's winnings to get your own gain as well?
Yeah, but then if you look forward into the future and then you come back to where you are, you could potentially end up living your life scared of what's about to come in the future, or trying to avoid what's about to come in the future, which is technically inevitable. So you could be living your life in fear to come up to that point, if that makes sense.
Yeah, I do agree with that.
It works both ways, really.
Yeah, it just depends on how it all plans out and like how it would affect yourself in the near future and how you would deal with all the aspects of it as well. So that. But I'd love to hear everyone's thoughts, because it's like, if you ever go back, would you ever change a past? Would you ever do something different?
A lot of people said they would. I am a strong believer in the ripple effect. So even though like my life isn't great where I'm at now, isn't where I want it to be, I still love my job. I still love doing the podcast. I still love the friends I've made along the way and the new friends I'm constantly making. So like
absolutely.
I would not want to change that. But a lot of people said that they would. Like, a lot of people say that they would change the past, but they don't, and they think, it's something so minor. But we're all products of our experiences. I've said this before. We're products of the things that we've gone through. We're products of the people we are today is because of what we've gone through. And even though there's a lot of parts in my history that I probably would want to change, like, having gone through them made me who I am today, and I wouldn't want to change who I am today. So for me, that's the biggest thing.
Although going back in the past could mean going back a year or going back 5 days.
Yeah,
that's true.
No one said how far back in your past you got
to go. Okay. That's a good question, actually. Like, for me, I would go back to the 90s just to relive that momentous decade, the best ever decade ever, the 90s. But going back to like 80s would be that, really. So like, just to see how it all affected and just warn everything that's going to happen as well. But what can you do?
So I'm going to catch up on some of the chat real quick while we're talking about this. We got another question waiting in line too. Thorne said he has a lot of love for one of his favorite people. All the love to you, buddy. I'd go back in time to give a small Victorian child a Carolina Reaper. And I'm like, well, that's a little bit much. As soon as you landed in the past, you would change it. The simple act of going to the past changes the future. It depends on how much effect you do, if it makes an effect in what's going on around you. Actual answer is giving Bismarck a bunch of history books, so it would prevent World War I and change the entire world. Jamie goes, don't ever let life stop you from what you have wanted to do. I would love to go back in past and change it. And Thorn Crystal is saying, what are you saying what to?
What?
What do you mean what?
We're waiting for the question that kicks in as well.
The other question we had was from Luciano earlier.
I'm trying to have a look. Oh yeah, is it this one?
Mm-hmm.
I think it's this one. Is committing tax fraud morally wrong?
I would say so. I mean, I get where the question is as if it's morally wrong, and if you need it more than somebody, is it really considered theft? But I get that moral that question of morality, but I would say it would be.
How about you, Miss Rose?
It's a tricky one because here, like the tax system is completely
Corrupt.
I'd say,
Corrupt.
I'd say there's a lot of corruption within it. So for people who are in difficult situations themselves to knock off a couple of pounds from their tax form or whatever, do you know what I mean? Like if they're self-employed, for example, and knock off a couple of pounds here and there that don't amount to much, I wouldn't say that was a big deal. But for people who are doing it by the thousands and millions, like that is morally wrong because it obviously has a massive ripple effect on like the whole country essentially, because more money then ends up coming out of people's taxes in general.
I do agree because I do agree the tax here is absolute shambolic, corrupt bastards on that, to be fair, and it's just
like it's made to make the poorer get poorer, or it's made to make the poor get poorer and the rich get richer. So it depends on what side of the coin you're looking at it.
I feel bad for the poorer side of things because it's like, what could they do to try and get themselves back into normality? Because they're never going to get around it at this stage, and it's just not fair. If anyone watches this from the MP side of things, it's tough shit on that one, to be fair, because it's just like
it's a matter of opinion, isn't it? Basically.
Mm-hmm.
Well, yeah, but it's just not fair for all of us, especially where it's from England, or is it from the US, anywhere. Everywhere you go, you're going to get corrupted, regardless wherever you go, and it's just like you will never ever win that battle, never will, and it's just bastards. I'll keep saying bastards because they are bastards, to be fair, on that one. Crystal says, England is my favourite people. Read the whole statement.
So it was meant to be together. So he was saying that England's been fucked for centuries, but he has love for his favorite people.
Okay. My bad. It got split, but remember we got the discussion. So we do apologise. We do apologise for that. Sorry, Crystal. Sorry. I bet Miss Rose has got questions for us as well. I bet she's got loads of questions for us as well.
What made you decide to start doing podcasts?
I will let Trans do that.
You want me to tell it? You want me to tell it?
We want both of you to answer it.
Oh, okay.
Because you must have different answers.
Well, I'm shit with memory, with bits of memory, so I will try my best.
Stop
on my
using
side.
My lines.
I'm using your lines, Miss Rose. That's what I'm trying to do. So, if you're okay with me starting it, Trans, I will try my best. So, I'm in the shit if I don't get this wrong. If I don't get this right, to be fair. So, basically, what happened was me, Trans, and a few others, we were playing GTA racing. We was playing that racing. We used to do it every Saturday.
Yeah.
And we used to play it every time. And then, because in my other streaming side, I always do. Sorry, I'm just reading Crystal's there. But basically, I still do streaming for commentary for like league sites that I do. So and we was doing something. I was doing a mock or pretending or something, and Trans said, "You know, you got a good host voice." I was like, "Oh, thanks."
I told you had a good announcer voice.
No,
You were doing a play-by-play of the race, and I said you have a really good announcer voice. And we started talking about how that would possibly play into like a talk show voice. I said you could probably do a really good talk show too. And we just started laughing about it. Hi, Banan. What's up? How are you? And okay, and Thorn, you're good. You're good. No worries. It just happens sometimes.
So here's what happened. I can't remember the exact words, but I'll try and do it as GTA racing. Right. So, and here's Trans now with Miss Rose in the front row of the grid. Well, this is what's going to happen so far in this racing. Who will try and win in the GTA racing side of things, and then what's going to happen is, and the lights will go down and we'll be off, and it'll be just an oval circuit. It should be the most basic circuit that you'll ever see. Hopefully there'll be no crashing galore. If there is, there'll be a Trance be shooting across out of nowhere, to be fair. So this is what's going to happen. Get tranced. And well, I'll tell you that in a minute, Miss Rose, why I call it get tranced once and for all with that. So basically, here we go in 3, 2, 1, and here we go. Trans has had a fantastic start, but Miss Rose is shot up to first place, and she's rocketed up to first place. Trans will try everything they can and trying to pass on as much as possible. There's so much carnage at the back of the grid, and you never know what's going to happen so far. And they're coming to the final corner now of this final lap itself. Miss Rose has stopped waiting for Trance, and Trance has completely lost her braking points, and she got tranced. She's got tranced. Gone past.
It is a real life podcast that's being recorded. Yes, you're 100% right, Jim. So, but yeah, so he was doing that, and I was like, man, that's great. We were busting out laughing because he was doing such a really good job commentating, and then we started talking about, we have a lot of banter when we do GTO racing, and we were talking about how that would be really good for a talk show. We said we should do a talk show. So you got a great talk show voice. We got great personality. We were friends. It'd be great banter. And we just laughed about it. We thought it'd be great. And he's like, yeah, we'll call it the Bish Bash Bosh Talk Show. So I was like, that's great.
I call it Bish Bash Bosh because I keep saying Bish Bash Bosh like a celebratory thing, like Bish Bash Bosh. Get in as well. And then the next day, I was just minding my own business. Next thing I knew, I had a message saying, "Whoa, we have got to do a podcast." That's what Trans put on her message to me. It was like, we've got to do a podcast. We've got to.
And on my end, what happened is I was laying down, going to sleep, thinking about it and thinking about the fun that we'd had. And I woke up the next morning, and I literally, it was like a light bulb. Like, I just shot up out of my bed. I was like, oh my God, we should do a talk show. We should totally do a talk show or a podcast. This would be great. And that's when I excitedly, all caps, 20 exclamation points, message Malk. We should do a talk show.
Yeah.
And we did it originally just because there's so many podcasts out there that are people watch them and they're kind of boring, and they just drag and they don't have as much fun with it. And we wanted something that we were going to have fun with. On top of that, we talked about the specifics about how we were going to do it. We said we wanted to break it up in segments, like a little bit of news, a little bit of talk, a little bit of interviews, if we can get streamers to do it. So, and we wanted to do something, like I was telling you before, that would really help enhance streamers that people may not have come across, friends of ours, people who may not have been found beforehand, anybody who walks into the podcast and it's like, oh, this is a new streamer, I should check this person out, and help them, and it would help us because their viewers would come and visit us, and our viewers would come and visit them, and it was a very mutually beneficial situation the way we wanted it to be. And we wanted it to be fun and free form, and we want it to be enjoyable for people to watch, because I can't watch a boring podcast. No. So and that's pretty much how the podcast was born. It took us a little while to get set up.
It took us a month to sort out how the first episode we were shitting ourselves. We were shitting ourselves thinking, what the hell are we going to do? What are we doing? But yeah, it was just insane, to be fair. And to try and like incorporate like you, Miss Rose, and all the other streamers, just to come onto the podcast and try and push you to get to your next goal or next achievement. That's our goal. And if we did that, we would like to be contributed. That's all we ask for. To be fair, you're right, You're right, Trans. I'm good. You sure? I am reading the comments of the jokes from Jamie, to be fair. So we'll mention it on there. So I tell you what, that's to be fair, that's we would like to be what Trans said earlier on. We will would like to go to a Twitch con and just have our own booth, and you'd be like, "Hi, we met at the Bish Bosh Bosh podcast. Do you want to sign autograph?" Yeah,
we're the Bish Bosh Bosh podcast. I'm Trent. That's Milk. In the flesh.
Yeah, in real. I haven't got the wolf mask or anything like that, to be fair.
Yeah.
So, Jamie, you got your questions, but unfortunately, the joke questions aren't here. Why are toilets always so good at poker? They always get a flush.
That was great. Bella did ask a question for us though before Jamie did. Bella asked about cookie dough ice cream.
Oh, sorry, my bad. Cookie dough ice cream. No.
Yes.
Oh.
Sorry.
And that is how the friendship ended.
If you said like double chocolate brownie ice cream, then definitely that is not overrated.
Yeah.
But cookie dough, like if we're talking about Ben and Jerry's cookie dough, there are other brands available. I will make note of that. But if we're talking about Ben and Jerry's, right?
Okay.
Like, I just think it's too stodgy with the cookie dough bits. It can get very sickly very quickly.
I mean, I'm talking about cookie dough ice cream in general.
Yeah, but
I don't think so in general.
I think it's unless you've got a sweet tooth, that's the problem. If you've got a sweet tooth, then I prefer it. I prefer the cookie dough. But okay, what about Harkender's ice cream without the cookie? I don't know if they do a cookie dough.
If it was a double chocolate cookie dough ice cream, then yes, 100% I'm all for it. But I'm very chocolate orientated, so you probably just guess that. But yeah, if it was
I did not know that now. I did not know that now. But we're glad to know that now, Michelle.
Chocolate oriented. That's good to know.
Yeah. Anything but chocolate, piss off. That's what the answer was. Yeah. Okay. So we've had a debate. It went from that, and it got balanced just now with the ice cream, unless it's chocolate. Fair enough.
Yeah.
On that one, to be fair. Hello, Watkins. How you doing? Hope you came well.
Hi, Watkins.
Hi, Watkins.
So it's this mad scene. I'll tell you what. What's your favorite? I know you said chocolate chip brownies, but is there a second favorite ice cream you like, Miss Rose?
Salted caramel.
Really?
Yeah, that's pretty good. That's a good one.
You would go with that as well, Trans?
No, I didn't say it was my favorite. I said it was good.
No. Would you go for that as the second favorite, though?
No, I'm not as a second favorite, but it's good.
So what is your second favorite then, Trans?
I didn't say cookie dough is my favorite, by the way. First off,
okay,
didn't say it's my favorite. Let's make this clear, okay? Before we go any further, let's clarify.
But is it the chocolate chip brownie? Is second favorite as well?
No, I really like fudge ripple. First off, I like fudge ripple.
Okay.
Secondly, like something like Rocky Road or something, or like a Moose Tracks. I love those two.
Moose Tracks. Mm-hmm. Moose Tracks. Okay.
Yes, totally.
Okay. I'll probably get some shit kicking in now.
If you say plain vanilla, I swear I'm leaving this podcast.
What was that, sorry? What was that, sorry? What was that, sorry? I just said plain vanilla, did you say?
Yeah, I said if you say plain vanilla, I'm leaving this podcast right now.
You didn't like the cookie dough. You didn't like the cookie dough. I just got rinsed by Miss Rose, so I better not piss her off even more on that one. But fair play to her. Fair play to her with that. Now I better change my answer quickly before it gets worse. Strawberry cheesecake. Harkender's strawberry cheesecake.
That's good.
Good. They had. You just want ice cream.
I'm sorry, you constantly eat it on the stream or before the stream, and I'm like, damn you and your strawberry cheesecake ice cream.
They were great. That worked. That worked, to be fair. What else was there? I love the cookie dough, obviously. But yeah, I just can't say the plain vanilla because I don't want to piss Miss Rose off at all. So I didn't say it. I did not say it.
It should not even be on the list.
She is telling. She's not saying don't say it. She's saying you can't say it. Like she is making you not say it. That's what she's doing. Completely denying it exists. Okay.
Okay. So the strawberry cheesecake. There was another one as well. There was the cookie dough. There was another one that Ben and Jerry's did. It was like, they did have the chocolate one. It was all, it had the chocolate bits in it. It wasn't triple chocolate, but it was just the normal chocolate thing. But they had those weird mixed up ones. I didn't like. I will be honest, I didn't like them unless there was a particular flavors. Not plain vanilla. I do say that as well. Not plain vanilla before you kill me on spot.
Bella.
Oh no!
We'll get to that question. Well, mention in a minute.
Comment in a minute.
Yeah, comment. Okay. Crystal says, Miss Rose, what are your goals? Live streaming, real answers, please.
So I did touch on my goals in terms of streaming earlier. Mm-hmm. So if you missed it, then I did say that short term, I'd like to set up a stream schedule. I'd like to help other streamers. And long term, I would like to eventually hit partner. But I know that's a long way away, and I do need to pull my finger out and make a lot of things happen in order to achieve that goal. Life-wise, I'm going to say it is to extend my family. I'd love to have another child. I'd love to get married. I have a partner at the moment, and I would like to marry him. I think it would be nice for us to buy a nice big long-term family home as well. But yeah, other than that, I think it's just a case of living life to the fullest in any way possible, really. Other than that, I don't really have any more goals in life. I'm quite a simplistic person when it comes to my life in general. So yeah, it's very family orientated.
Nice. Awesome.
Nice.
Very awesome.
Bella says, my master plan to spark a food debate worked. Absolutely.
Always at least one of them. At least one.
At least one. And then, Bella, I'm going to have to put it on the podcast. If you're listening on the Spotify or anything like that, tough. You're going to have to watch it on the podcast. On there.
I can read it, though I don't fully agree with it. I will read it in the sense of letting our audio people know what it says. So, Bella, we were talking about ice cream, right? So, Miss Rose said that he better not say plain old vanilla.
I did not say it.
Miss Rose said that. And Bella in the chat says, good quality vanilla ice cream just can't be beaten. I don't agree with that. Vanilla ice cream is good, but there's a lot of other flavors that are way better. So, that's Bella's
Go to
opinion.
Italy and you will taste the best gelato of your life. And
oh my God.
Vanilla.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. Whenever you do come back, Miss Rose, I will say I'm not saying plain vanilla anymore. Ever again, to be fair.
Thorn Crystal had said, I see we've gotten to the real podcast. It's the ice cream podcast. Change the name.
Yeah. That's what's going to happen.
Ice cream
Loic, if that's how you pronounce this, is happy birthday, Jersey guy. Okay. Hi.
Thanks.
Thanks.
Happy birthday, Jersey guy, whoever you are.
Happy birthday, Jersey guy.
Jersey guy.
Lots of love from us here at the podcast.
Yeah, there we go. I didn't say plain old. I say good quality. That's what Bella said.
Show me.
Good luck with that.
Proof, Bella.
Proof.
Proof it didn't happen.
Rinsed on the podcast itself. We'll do about another couple more minutes and then we'll stop the stream. So I bet you were shocked about how we started with the podcast, Miss Rose, like how it all began and how we got into like season 2 already as such. It was just the sauce that I made it okay.
Sorry, go ahead.
No. What was she laughing? Was it at Bella?
I was laughing at Bella's comment.
Yeah. The source is that I made it the fuck up. That's what Bella said as well. It's good quality on that, to be fair. So, but that's how the podcast began and all the other stuff. I bet you've got some more questions before we shoot off, Miss Rose. Or was that the only question you had at the time? Come on, we want more. What
are your life ambitions?
To both of us, or just? Yep. Oh, okay. For me, I would love to see this podcast be as big as slowly progress to get bigger, and to work with trans as well, because I think we work really well. And without, I will say this. I say this every time. Without her, there'll be no podcasts. So, so she had all the that part there as well. So, but in overall, I just want to see a good life and just make it fullest. Just make it as if just enjoy it while you can, because we ain't gonna live forever, all of us. So, just enjoy it while you got everything in front of you as well. How about you, Trans?
I agree with you on the podcast. I would really like to see us become big. Well, it's not to be like crazy big, but big enough that it's a good source for, especially for smaller streamers, to get exposed a little bit more and get a little more people coming in. And I would like to get this promotion that I just applied for at my job. I hope that becomes a thing. But if it does, I'll be going full-time from part-time. So we'll see how that goes. But I want that promotion because what I do for a living, for those who don't know, is I work with kids at a facility that caters to families and children, where we do a bunch of programs. We're city funded. We also have an indoor playground, and we also have a rock wall. But for me, the real jewel of what I do is seeing kids overcome challenges and do things that they never thought that they could do. So that's what really is rewarding to me. And I would love to have a hand in molding the mind of children with the programs that we do, which is the position that I'm applying for. As program specialist and putting together events and programs for kids. So I want to get that and eventually get my degree and be able to use it to help this facility, because its mission is very important to me and very special to me. Streamer wise, I want to get back on a regular schedule of streaming. That would be wonderful.
Yeah.
And I'm hoping that the D&D campaign kicks off well and people enjoy it when they come in to watch and have a good time just chilling with us while we pull out pieces of paper and roll a bunch of dice. So
yeah, I do.
Fingers crossed for that job for you.
Oh,
I'm sure you'll get it.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Thank you
there
so much.
Yeah, Crystal, cheesy answer, retro. It wasn't cheesy answer at all. It wasn't cheesy at all.
And also with the podcast as well, what you're doing is amazing. So 100% think it will take off.
Thank you
so
much.
Keep putting in the grind and you'll get there.
We're trying. We're trying everything we can. We're trying everything we can. Stream the D&D. Yeah,
Crystal, I do plan to.
That's what Trans will do. in the near future. But thank you so much for that, Miss Rose. Absolute legend, you really are. We have got to stop the stream because we've come up to the Christmas.
Hold on. I've got one last question for the pair of you.
Sure.
Okay.
Who is your favorite person so far that you've had on the podcast?
Oh.
Honestly, do not say me just because I'm here. Like, I want to know in terms of the best podcast that you've had. So forget me. Out of everyone else, in terms of the podcast that you've had previously, what has been your most memorable and favorite?
Well, all of our guests have been very memorable.
Yeah,
They've brought their own flavor to every show we've done.
Yeah, all of them have been absolutely amazing. They've all really enjoyed it.
Yeah.
If you don't pick one, then both of you, that is a cop out.
Oh, I'm trying. I'm thinking back.
I really am thinking, actually.
I would have to say that
mine would if all I'm gonna say is, well, I know I was gonna say you, Miss Rose, but because you said do not pick me, okay.
I want it to be completely unbiased.
That's unbiased. Shani was our first ever podcast, and she was so nervous. The second time when she did it was so funny, so
it was
unbelievable. But I do like the Daddy Senpai streams that he did with us. That's the problem. There's so many. Like we had Gulliver Games. We had
so many people.
We had like Muse a Penguin. We had Kay.
I would have to say that one from this season and one from last season.
Okay.
I would probably have to say that Emmy was awesome. Had a great time with her. She was amazing. Yeah. And last season I would have to say I've said this last time too. It had to be It's Fatale. We had a great time with her, and it was like an all nonstop party with her, and it was just a blast. So I probably said those two were two of my go-tos when I think of who's been here with us. I mean, I absolutely love Daddy Senpai. No hate. He's my buddy outside of streaming and everything. He's cool.
Wink, wink.
I absolutely love him to death, but I get that all the time. I get that banter with him all the time when we just talk. So it's kind of one of those things like, it's awesome, but I get that every day. So
I tell you what, if you have to pick the two, Shani last season for me, because it was the drinking stream, the last episode I think it was. And this season it was a tough one between the Daddy Senpai and Ted's Gaming. Those are the two. Yeah, Ted. Ted's Gaming. You know what? I feel bad. I'm going over for Ted's Gaming with that as the second person. So I'm sorry, Daddy Senpai. You're going to have banter hate afterwards the next time. But
it's a very close call, but you just didn't make the cut.
Yeah.
Barely.
Just barely.
0.5%.
But obviously, Trans, we would say the same. Miss Rose just topped it all off tonight.
We had a great time.
Yeah, absolutely.
It's been a pleasure.
Thank you so much. Have you got any more questions before we?
No. I'll leave it there.
You leave it there now. She's leaving it now.
Until next time.
Until next time.
Yes.
Okay. We're gonna have to stop the street unless.
Malk, you have a question. You have a question first before we go, and I will ask it if you don't remember to ask it. For Miss Rose, actually.
Question.
So, yes, we always ask our guests a question at the very end of the stream. And I'm going to do it because he apparently doesn't remember.
I'm just thinking,
when I say it, he's going to be like, oh, yeah, that's right. So my question to you, Miss Rose, is did you have a good time?
Yes. I was about to say that.
It's been an amazing time. It's been amazing. Thank you so much for having me on here. I'm sorry it's been a long time coming. Obviously, I've had a lot going on. So I did promise Retro that I would come on, and I have done. And
yes,
honestly, have had an amazing time. So thank you.
And the last thing that we usually ask, I'll let you finish it off, Mel, because you remembered now what I was asking her.
Yeah, that part. I kind of thought it was something else then. But yeah, so the second part was, would you like to come back in the near future? Yes.
I did say I'll have more questions next time, so that was me trying to put in there.
She did too. She did.
Absolutely. Sorry. When you get past a certain time, you're just like, gone.
It's the Malibu's milk.
I'm fine. I'm fine with the Malibu's.
Okay.
Before you say anything else. But yeah, I'm glad you had a great time, and I'm so glad that you're going to come back with more questions for us. Yeah, so I'm just can't wait for whenever you do decide to return back once everything's all sorted. And I really do. I'm sure me and Trans and everyone that's watched the stream, we've all enjoyed your company here tonight, and all the goals that you'll be achieving. I mean, I really do hope you do get hit partner as soon as possible. I know it's a tough one to get, and it always has been, but I'm sure the way that you're going at the minute, and if you do push yourself to get to partner, then it'll be the best thing you ever done as a streamer. And we all enjoy your streams, and we all want you to keep going with the streams. Don't ever stop, because you do an amazing job as always. All right. So
and the same with you too.
Oh, thank you. So before we do the last bit of the quotes, comments was Crystal says, "I love all your answers." Yeah, thank you so much for that. I think there might be a few words with MJ after the stream from Miss Rose.
I've already had my cup of milk.
She did too. She told us earlier. She did.
Yeah.
So
it says, "How's Grandma not gone to bed yet?" So MJ's going to get a kick out of the somewhere else next, and then and then tell her to get a cup of milk and get her rest. We are leaving. I promise you that we are leaving the stream as well. So this was the Bish Bash Bosh podcast, episode 17 on season 2. We have got 3 more episodes. If you like the stream, if you liked how we've done it, please make sure you follow Retro Wolf Live. I'll put on the comments. Sorry to anyone that's listening on the Spotify or Google Podcasts or anything like that, because we are on the auditable, if that's how you pronounce it, like on the podcast.
We're on everywhere. We're everywhere.
Yeah, we're on everywhere. So basically, just enjoy. Just follow us on Twitch, which is Retro Wolf Live, and Trans Gamer Girl. If you want to follow us on Twitter, I nearly said the wrong words then. Retro Wolf Live and Trans Gamer for if you want to listen to the podcast or try and find out if there's any more news on the Twitter side of things as well. But if you want to follow us on Twitch, we are there as well. We're doing this every single week until we finish season 2. But yeah, I mean, it's been an absolute blast. Trying to say, you've got any last words, Trans, before we end it off? Completely?
Just a last reiteration. Again, just a repeat of that comment that I did at the beginning of the episode, where I was saying that I will be starting the D&D campaign. My plan is for a week from Monday, and I do plan to either stream it directly or to do a recorded and then put it up on my channel so you guys can follow along and have a good time with us. So I hope you guys will join us for that. That'll be amazing. It's going to be so much fun, and I'm so excited because I've been working on this world for like last year and a half.
So yeah,
it's coming.
So I wish Trans all the very best with the new D&D streams, taking over the RP streams. So
it's still RP.
Still RP, yeah, still RP itself. So she was the hostess with the mostess as well. Trans Gamer Girl. I was the host with the most, Malk, aka Retro Wolf Live. from my side of things, I'm hoping I'll be back onto streaming properly on the Sunday evenings. I don't know when, but hopefully we'll be back sooner rather than later. And when I do, I'll probably start Malk Rage or Retro Rage. Or not. Itself.
We also need to thank our amazing guest today,
absolutely.
Miss and Rose. Thank you so much.
Absolutely.
Oh, it's been a pleasure. Thank you so much for having me.
Follow her on Twitch as well.
Yeah, follow her on Twitch. I'll take the caption off quickly so you can check it out. I think it's Miss N Rose. Is that right?
Yeah, that's the one.
So check out on her Twitch channel. And when are you streaming next, Miss Rose? Do you know?
Hopefully tomorrow.
Hopefully tomorrow. So hopefully today on the 24th. Yeah.
For you guys.
Yeah. So
it's today for you guys, not for me.
Yeah. So on the 24th of July, we'll hopefully see Miss and Rose to see some more epic streams on the GTA RP side of things. I believe we've got another guest next week, haven't we? I believe.
We do. We actually have. Well, he just recently did a rebrand, but it's USMC Vet. But it's actually he's gone to Retro Vet Live. That's his new rebrand. So we got him coming back. I think so. I don't know. So he'll be joining us next week. I've got to send him a message and remind him because he said to keep him posted. And yeah, we're gonna have a good time. He's apparently got a lot to tell us. So.
Oh, that's Wednesday. So Miss Rose, I wish you all the very best of luck. And keep us posted for next season. If you want to join us for next season or the season after, whenever you're free, just keep in touch as always, and keep in touch with the RP side of things as well. Anyways, guys, we're going to shoot off. James says, yes, it has been a pleasure here. Stream's been brilliant. Thank you very much.
Thank you,
hope everyone has a fantastic weekend and party on and sort everyone out. Make sure you have a relaxing weekend as well. So it's all right, Crystal. We're
no worries.
So basically, guys, I hope everyone has a fantastic weekend and see you all next week for episode 18. Bye-bye.
Bye.
Bye.